Hi.
Nope.
No?
No.
Hi.
Bye.
I'm on my good mic.
This is a great script so far.
Yes.
Hi. Bye. Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi. I got a good mic.
Hello.
I got a good mic. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Hello.
Where 3 out of 4 people are here, and 3 out of 5 people are present.
Wow, she didn't even consider my
Oh,
presence.
wait, you're actually...
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, he's back.
Wow.
When did
That's-
that happen?
Oh, no. That's why I said 3 out of 4 people are here, while 3 out of 5 people are present. Oh, maybe technically
Yeah.
it's... Wait, no, it's 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6 people present.
No need to excuse yourself. I know that my stealth abilities are just that good.
What? No, they're not.
Nope, not at
What?
all.
They're garbage.
Terrible.
I hear you all the way from the
Absolutely
other side of the world.
What? I can't hear you. You're on the other side of the world.
Exactly. Stealth.
Anyway, so,
Anyways.
now that we're all here, well, mostly all
Are
of
we
us here,
Are we here? Are we here?
let's see if something will go wrong this stream.
Hopefully it won't.
Nah, I will. I have full confidence that it will. Full, fated confidence that everything will go wrong.
Your
Unbelievably. Hold up.
confidence is unjustified.
It is absolutely justified, and you all know why.
Or is it?
Is it?
No.
Ah, fair enough. Anyways.
Yeah.
18th February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber.
Nope.
What on earth just happened? Oh no, that's right, I have to be British. What on earth just happened in there? Oh, right, me.
Ugh.
Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened.
Nope.
Mr. Sato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. Wait, ninjas exist in this time area? Okay.
Ninjas. Yeah.
Girl, ninjas are...
they did
They
exist.
existed for a while.
Samurai technically exist in this world.
Shinobi were from that
Wait,
time.
Samurai
The
I know,
samurai
just not
time.
ninjas.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wait, it's starting to lag and mic cutting out. Wait, is it?
What?
I think you're fine.
You should be fine.
Unless you mean the stream itself.
I don't know. According to chat,
I
it was
wouldn't
like...
know.
Who's Mike? I don't know who Mike is.
We don't need
Mike
Mike.
Portnoy?
Who's Mike? We don't need a Mike.
Can't
Hell, who's
believe
Mike?
Mike. I can't believe Mike didn't show up. He decided to
Wow.
cut it out.
Wow, Mike.
Yeah, Mike
Dang
is
it,
the
Mike.
cut-off content for
Yeah, I
Metal
think you're
Gear
fine. I
Rising.
think you're fine. Yeah,
The
they said
Iron
everything's
Mike.
fine.
Okay.
I can't
Thank you,
believe
Yue.
Mike Wazowski would do this to those people.
Mike Wazowski.
Alright.
Freaking hell.
That just-
Oh my god.
They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But would have done something like that.
What?
Police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom. Why?
Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear.
A young
Bruh.
girl? Then could it be a phone? Could it be someone's phone?
What is a strange technology?
What is this?
What is this?
The other
What is
passenger?
this brick?
The other passenger that Mr. McGildy was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying.
Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial?
She was taking a huge risk for what possible benefit to herself.
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
The 20 pence.
Oh,
What?
According to the coachman, Mr. Peppo, book swipe, he took 4 passengers that night, at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were, in fact, 5 passengers. Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
She's right. That is strange.
Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed to the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
5
Well-
minutes.
Whoever she is, I imagine this young girl would be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say. But it could alter the whole direction for the trial. We'll know soon enough, Mr. Sato. Yes!
Bam! Voice 2 characters. Let's go.
Yo,
Now, because there's another girl.
great voice
coming.
acting.
3, I
Awesome.
guess.
Why do you want me to give her a solid snake voice?
We'll see what she looks like.
Rinosuke.
15th
If
February.
if she's military looking, I'm taking that.
Nope.
15th February, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom.
Blah.
Wait, oh my gosh, is she like
Oh,
detective?
top of the morning to you. Wait
That-
a minute.
There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Bonk.
Well, after the event for recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Wait, Oda, do you want to take the judge? Because I know Meg is taking Mr. McGilded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about him.
Well, now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
Oh,
My lord.
I forgot. I forgot about this voice.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which failed proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious, the army?
The
What in
army.
devil's name?
Army.
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught, and now occupies the stand.
Bro, did she know that she could just leave of her own volition without needing to do that?
Well, no, I think there is a reason.
the reason is it's legal.
Your name, girl? Dot 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 is not a name.
That isn't a name.
Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which does such pandemonium here in my courtroom?
Yes.
I hope you're not, otherwise your kneecaps will pay. What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? Someone get me my hammer.
Wait, hold on. I'm not in my chair yet. Hold on. I was getting hand lotion. If I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGill.
Wait, well, I can imagine that like he's trying. The judge is trying to question this girl, and then Mr. McGilded wasn't at the stand. He's like, "Oh, hold on, I'm getting my hand lotion." All right, I'm back.
Hand lotion.
Now then, my lord, if I may.
I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to boat like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of the night, so it is.
You have any hand lotion?
I'm trying to figure out voice for this old bum. Now let's see.
What?
Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
No,
No.
Yes.
no, no.
Just what did happen that night?
Bad
I'm
girl.
freaked out. It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Like, really?
No.
needs it.
No,
No.
you don't need the information, my boy.
Oh,
The
my
young
back.
girl.
Oh, I have a whole.
Oh,
Okay.
the age has hit me. Oh, my god.
On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Picaro. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Picaro.
Bigora. Then
Just
Bigora.
like a Godzilla monster, Bigora.
King Bigora.
Yep.
A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. Why would you? No, okay. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find?
Edgeworth.
There was a child in there, all curled up in the ball, and her wee self away.
Wait, was she in like the sea?
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't understand half a word of what this man said.
I think I understood.
He mainly used freaking gibberish jargon, and I'm like, what the heck is this
That's
man
not
talking
gibberish,
about?
Garbo, that's Irish.
Exactly.
Welcome, Wudgie.
Anyways, we missed.
I love it's like, where's the red carpet? And then you like, welcome.
Welcome, Wudgie.
Welcome.
Hello, X-Men. Welcome to die.
I know exactly from what freaking game that is.
He
I
got
remain
it.
somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I get on the night in question,
What'd you call me?
this one girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct?
No.
Just exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Yo.
Crazy.
Bonk. Very well. Did you face me the cross-examine the witness?
No, I don't wanna.
Are you ready, Gustav?
No. I mean,
Nick?
yes, my lord.
No.
Or rather,
Guilty.
no. I have no idea where to start. What about you kids? Do you know where to start?
No.
It's very weird phenomenon that I am in. But do you have any idea what to do, chat?
Nope.
Don't ask Chad
Predicament.
for shit.
What should we do in this situation, chat? Should we just
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Drag.
There's a little something blinking on your lip.
What'd you call me?
Wait, there's blinking on the lip? Oh, is that wait? I thought that was my monitor. No, I see it. I actually see it.
Bruh. I think I'm blind. Wait, I already was. Never mind.
No, it's very small. I would be shocked to see, but I see it. It's there. Huh.
I don't see what they're talking about. Chat, I don't know what they're talking about.
Top left of the lip.
I don't know what they're talking about, chat.
Anyway, what do you all think I should do? Kill everyone and blame on the judge. Just don't start, quit the game, and don't move forward.
Bruh.
I love it.
Easy.
Every single time he'll do that sprite, it's gonna be a talking to chat moment. Just like, what do you think I should do, chat? The young
Nope.
girl.
It was
Oh.
me. I did it. I did the murder. I confess. Don't you save your game now. It's illegal.
Guilty.
I'm saving my
guilty.
game. I'm saving my game, dude. Alright.
Cheater,
took-
pumpkin eater.
It's not cheating if it's saving. What do you mean?
Cheater,
Nope.
This is how you play
pumpkin
Ace
eater.
Attorney.
That's how you play Ace Attorney.
This is how you play Ace Attorney.
That's not
What
how
is
it's
it?
been run, Ace Attorney. Guilty.
Ace Attorney isn't
How am
real.
I cheating by saving?
Ace Attorney isn't real.
It's
This
not
is real,
cheating
boy.
if it's part of the game mechanic.
Oh,
That's not a mechanic, that's a feature. Features can be ignored and
me when
turned off.
me when I see wave dashing.
What about the Korean backdash, huh?
I have a new
What
item in my
about it?
inventory.
The what now?
Korean backdash. I thought you
That's-
played Tekken.
That's not a what?
Ah, whatever.
Yeah,
That's a Tekken thing?
Korean
What?
back.
What are
Yeah,
you-
it's a
What are
technical
you
Tekken.
going on about, Mike?
You
I-
didn't know about that?
No, what?
You-
I thought you actually played Tekken. What the hell?
I played PS1 Tekken.
It already existed back there. What you mean?
I don't know what you're talking. Well, first of all, I'm not Korean, so I wouldn't know.
Bruh.
And second of all,
Bruh.
That's still what are you talking about? I still don't know what you're talking about, Mike.
It's essentially a
my
it's
lord?
almost like a wave dash, but in 3 dimensions rather than 2D.
In 3 dimensions.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's wave dashing, but in 3 dimensions. Okay, bud.
Yep.
My lord, Mr. McGilded, what are you guys talking about?
We're talking about tech stuff. Don't tickle your brain with that.
Okay. Well, anyways, and when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
Yes, Akuma.
You go. There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either.
We should just blame and rest Celia. For what? What did I do?
You were the first passenger, as it were. I see.
Yeah, Hachi, I saw that comment.
So what?
Aye, and that's why I took the backside as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
No,
Just sit on the back.
no, I will not. Go away, I don't want to. By all means, Tissa, you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting.
My back.
Like I said, it is the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
Oops, that is not the button I wanted to press.
Well, it's the button you pressed.
That is the button I pressed, but did not mean to.
A loud
must
thud,
live
you
with you.
say?
And
Must
a,
live with your consequences.
and a scream.
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise.
So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed?
No. Well, now you remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage, but the fella on the floor.
You didn't see anyone. But at the same
Nope.
time, you
Nope.
did hear a scream?
From the seats above the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. I was thinking about onions. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes.
Wait, why are we in a court again? Because we're trying to prove that we can actually be a lawyer in Cosmo's
Wait,
place.
why am I here?
Why am
Let's
I
get
here?
the
Gilded
big
is
trash
the
out.
defendant.
Hey,
Why are we still here?
I'm going to
Just
take
to
the trash
suffer?
out really quick before I kill someone. Ugh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I need to
What?
take the trash out really quick.
I heard something completely different. I heard I'm gonna take a shot at a garbage can. Be right back.
I can
What?
also do that. Be right back.
Garbage day!
I'm just gonna take out a gun and shoot this random hole.
Garbage day!
Yeah, let's just take out a
Yes,
gun and
yes.
shoot this innocent garbage can.
You assume it's innocent. You assume.
Yeah, you're right. I assume it's innocent. I might not be. Garbage day. Huh? No.
Garbage day!
You set him up? The victim, you mean?
Yes. That I did, on the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? She's common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe. Oh my god!
Someone has left the building.
Lord Van Zeeks. Now, why would that be? She's lost it. She's gone.
You winked. You didn't even get to say the line.
I did. I said it. What do you mean?
He did say it.
I did.
Here, you know what? I guess I'm sorry. You probably, you know, Mega. Maybe we need to hear it again.
Yeah, I said it again.
Say it one more time.
Lord Van Zeeks. Now, why would that be?
Great, I can sample that. All right, moving on.
Awesome.
I
Sample
won't.
it.
Find the
won't.
man lying dead at your feet in the carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
I'm back. You missed a good chunk. We need a replacement streamer.
We need a replacement right now. Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest.
I'm super old.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there?
No. Heavens alive, no. I was always intent to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first.
The whys and wherefores?
Yes, that's what I just said.
I have to
Right.
reiterate it. I'm sorry.
Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same?
No.
No. No.
Yes. Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
No.
Uh,
Then I turned around and stabbed him.
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm
Nope.
sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim.
Nope, said nothing of the sort. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. And I can't see much often.
what?
Sounds like me.
What do you mean by any of that?
Well, now, 'tis a queer thing, the wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you excuse the vulgar impression, under me backside.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Good gracious.
Oh no.
Under your backside?
And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage.
Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
I know. I literally know that. This was something I already know.
We already did that. Yep.
Yes, I know, Susato. We both
I
did it.
know.
The whole bus was submitted as evidence, and we investigated the entire thing.
We investigated.
Well, this would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
Nope.
I want to
Nope.
rider kick
Nope.
this woman.
Nope.
You know what? Fine. Fine. Let's
Nope.
fine.
Nope.
Not even
Nope.
woman
Nope.
at this point. I just want to rider kick that thing.
No, shut up,
Whoa.
Susato.
Whoa.
No, Susato, shut up.
Racist.
Shut up. Get in there. Get in.
Racist.
Get in there.
Get in. That pool of blood was not there before.
Yeah, it
What
was.
do you mean?
Yeah, it was.
That was not there before. What do you mean?
Yeah, it
It's
was.
been
Yeah,
there
it
the
was.
whole time.
Yeah, it was.
That's blood, isn't it?
You
Nope.
just didn't look at
Nope.
the carpet.
Nope.
Is,
Nope.
is something wrong? Oh,
Nope.
it's just this literally was not there before.
Well, this
Or was
blood
it?
stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet,
Nope.
Van Zeeks has made no mention of it. I
Nope.
suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this?
Mm.
Oh, my back.
The seat is really soft. I think I literally just missed it.
Nope.
I missed it.
Nope.
Free candy in that carriage.
Nope. Free
I
candy in that
I have
carriage.
a ton of candy here.
Oh no.
Or do you?
Her poor teeth.
Da 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 da
No!
da da.
Shut up,
Have fruit
Susanoo! Are you guys humming Megalovania?
Not me.
No.
No, no.
No.
What are you
What
talking
mean?
about? Megalovania isn't
No.
real.
This is a Saturn Pursuit.
Wait, they're gone! No, that there was stuff in there. There was stuff in
Yeah,
there.
wait a
There
minute, there
was
was stuff
stuff
in
in
there.
there.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, this was
Wait a
tampered
minute.
with. This thing was tampered with. This was tampered with.
It was.
This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty.
Wow.
Wow.
Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it was.
Ryunosuke,
It's
I
Waluigi.
literally just said it a week. I
Ah.
remember this from a week ago.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez. Is that a camera?
No,
No.
that's
Dude,
that's,
this is literally
the front of the
1984.
omnibus.
This is literally 1984.
I'm sorry, they look like PNGs. I'm sorry.
You look like a PNG.
Thank you.
She is.
You're welcome.
Look,
She doesn't look like a
Jeez.
JPEG.
I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm sorry that I'm just a PNG with no soul or heart or anything of the sort. I wish to be real.
With
We're just
no
pictures of the internet.
solia?
Among image file formats, that's a compliment.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
what I found her. As a PNG. For some reason.
Yeah, pretty nice, good.
Oh, that's
Pretty nice good. Is
pretty nice. Good.
He goes pretty nice good.
Pretty nice. Who said that? Was that you or Ono Mega?
That was Onoken. I
Oh,
was
Onoken,
repeating what
great.
he
All right.
said.
I wanted to know that, so when I make the highlight reel, I can quote that, and it's you.
Bruh.
That's pretty nice good.
Pretty nice. Good.
You say she was hiding herself.
I don't know why I found that so funny. Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well,
It was
the
nice.
heart
Good.
nearly stopped beating in my chest.
Was it nice? Good.
It was pretty nice good.
Ah, you're really overacting this.
I'm sorry. Still, no, I put her out from under there. And sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her.
A what?
A
Oh,
Chin
what?
wag, wagging
I-
your chin as you speak.
Yeah, what he said.
What
That the seat opposite?
the sit the opposite of the opposite of the end of the opposite bench.
Got
Yes,
it.
what he said.
Got it.
That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there.
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir.
Sir.
I
Stop
did,
stealing
and
my
I will do it
lines.
again. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned.
I love how it goes. UA takes the role, then you said I to the corpse line, and I do it, and then like Ono says, "Stop taking my lines," and Mega, "I'll do it again."
And I'll do it again.
I almost spat out my tea. I don't know why I drank my tea when I'm about to laugh.
A gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. Just like right now. Actually, why am I here? I don't know. So I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. This man is going crazy on Gwent. I don't know if I can beat him. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time.
Presumably,
Yeah,
that's
Wyvern.
Bye, Wyvern. Have a good night. Thank you for coming.
Bye! Bye!
Watch out for hunters.
Yeah. What?
Presumably, that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof
Whoa.
deck. Oh my gosh, can I? Okay, wait.
Whoa.
Okay. Presumably, that
Noise.
scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats.
Mr.
That is a
First,
sentence.
I believe Mr. First is cousin with Mr. Last. They never get along very well. Right, sure I can, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly.
You're the worst. The previous witness did not affect you at all, Mr. McGill. What they believe to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Aye, my lord. I was, and I think everyone understands now. Sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
That's bullshit, but I believe it. Worth it. It is certainly plausible.
That must be a new record. It took him like 35 minutes.
No, it's not. It's not a record.
It's not a record. I wait.
No, it's a
like,
record as in
complete-
the quickest he'll just pull out those cards.
Got it.
No, okay, yeah. In that case, yeah.
The
Speedrun.
defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature. And readily confused perhaps with this young girl.
What did you just say about me? After that, of course.
Judge noises.
Judge noises.
Judgmental noises.
Gilded. With the scream
With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
The driver realized what's wrong.
You have heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind.
As empty as it may look.
However, at least one conundrum remains.
Sorry, cat ran in my room.
Oh.
Who is the girl?
I have no idea. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord.
Lestrade.
Lestrade, I was close. Ah.
This
She's a
trade.
chancellor. Earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
What?
Yeah, you heard
This
me.
girl here? A petty thief?
Petty.
Petty.
Petty
Petey teeth.
Order.
Order.
Is this true, Miss Lestrade?
No.
Lestrade.
I know I'm doing it on purpose, but
Lestrade.
Miss Lestrade, you will answer my question.
No.
Oh, shit.
I have a gun!
Whoa. Just assassinates.
How dare you? What is the meaning of this?
What the?
And they're gone.
she just waved a piece and disappeared out of existence.
Well,
She stood there, refused to elaborate further, pressed the B button for gun, and bailed.
B button for gun. Yep.
It's good.
Just trigger. Just check general.
Oh no.
Yes. Sorry, I was checking general because I said le thingy, le funny.
The girl, she's gone.
Or
Open your
yeah.
eyes.
So yeah, that's you.
Oh.
Wait,
Ah.
oh, okay, they're
Cockney
gone.
accent.
Oh, okay. Open your eyes! I can't. I'm gonna try.
Oh my freaking god.
I'm all ear. I've never done a Cockney accent before, so I'm gonna try.
apparently it's the only British accent I can do.
She literally just walked.
What was the point in that little sidestep?
I know what you're all thinking. Grown-ups
Hey.
are all the same. Just a dirty little diaper, you'll say. Slipped up and got caught up on the job. She got herself
Diapers.
backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, That's so what in your it's ain't it? I'm
Oh my
trying.
god.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I don't know what you're saying.
Wait, what? Oh, this is
What?
not a
9.
court of yes.
9.
What?
I have the request.
What's the
Can you
request?
try to make her sound like the Switzerland Pokemon trainer? Forget her name.
Oh my gosh, you want me to be Scottish?
Yes.
No.
Ah,
Yeah,
Yes.
I assume she was Scottish initially. Like, I guess it isn't too far from being Cockney.
Scottish, Cockney,
Fine.
same thing.
anyways, this is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast. Ugh. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do with these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? I may be knowing your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. I gotta hear her first. I gotta
I
hear
don't
it.
think she has any official voice lines.
No.
Well,
She
yes,
doesn't
but the
exist.
ones who actually voiced the Scottish trainer.
Let me get
No.
a freaking.
Oh,
Nope,
wait,
don't
wait,
exist.
it's not pretty fun. Oh, you mean Gloria? I think you sound fine. I think you sound fine.
Let me guess.
Oh, no.
Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Nope.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was in my bag. I lifted the other day, down where they kept the four-wheeled drugs. It's nice, ain't it? I like the pink best.
Do not wave that thing in my direction again.
Try me. I'll shoot every single one in this courtroom.
So,
I'm getting too old for this.
you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question?
No. It's alright, lass. You can tell him the truth now. Nope. There is no truth.
All right, yes. It's just like the Irishman said.
I'm Irish?
I guess.
The court
The court
accepts
accepts
this
this
Okay.
girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a very insignificant piece of evidence.
Piece of evidence.
Gina was added to the court record.
Accordingly, young lady, we will now
Whoa.
hear your testimony, if you please.
Calm down there, bud.
First of all, little hot shot, I ain't a piece of object. I am
Big
actually
shot.
I'm an independent woman here. I really hear the Gloria voice. Hold on. I didn't hear it.
Now's your chance to be a big shot.
You will tell the court exactly what happened on the omnibus in the night in question.
Oh, okay. I guess they're just
Sorry
taking
about that. I
turns
was getting the reference voice I made.
I mean, I have to
There
do
we
it
go.
from my end. Don't worry. Just don't worry about it.
You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Nope. No. No.
then.
All right, got it. Got it.
All right.
Or-
If I have to. I went Texan. I hate myself.
We have
Yeehaw.
What the
We have
girl
Miss Chipmunk
saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before I hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was right a waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitching there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin. I did. Ain't the scream just came out. What are you guys laughing at? I'm trying.
No, go on. Sorry. Don't let me
The
interrupt.
only reference I got, Mega, is you. That's the only reference I have.
What do you mean me? I'm
You and your
reference.
Mr. McGilded. That's it.
Aw.
I just gave you
No
a
one has
Scottish
ever-
I
reference.
can't hear it right now.
No one has ever used me as a reference before.
It's It's because of that Swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. She helped me. I can't speak Cockney. Help me.
You sound like a Texas woman trying to be
I'm
British.
Yes, because I know how to do Texan. I can't.
Yes,
Oh,
he
that's
let
great, I
you
love
go.
I fail to understand why you would let this tradition go, Mr. Meganaunt.
Oh, tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How?
She was under his butt, that's how.
Okay, calm down there, Onoken.
I'm not
As
lying
I'm sure
though.
I said before, sir. Look at this JPEG I found. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. In this omnibus NFT.
Defendant, I thought you found a PNG.
I think demonstrations count for the PNG.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? This is where I was at that night.
Goods. That's what a JPEG is. And the cubby hole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume.
No.
No.
Oh, it's above? Yes. It does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
Aye, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there. Because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. So you see, that's why I let the lass board. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined, when all the time I knew she was innocent.
Even though you must have realized your action would result in your whole innocence being called into question.
I'm innocent?
You weird, that's what you are.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, my lord. No, not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent.
Bruh.
So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass.
My goodness.
What a perfect gentleman.
My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of such a heinous crime like this! I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir! Not guilty!
Hey.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah!
Oh my god.
Oh, that's right. No, this was you, Ono.
No, I was just the keys.
All right.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Bam!
Damn.
She just got a smoker's voice.
Oh, my back.
The saints alive! My back! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it, huh?
Miss Naruhodo, this... Well, it must mean...
It must mean what?
What do you think, you idiot? That we're victorious.
Wow.
We won? Are you sure?
Just wait until they do
Objection!
summation
Oh
examination.
my freaking god.
Oh, okay.
If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy.
What the hell?
This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices.
What?
Where
What?
evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Emotion.
The witness's last statements gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police.
Yeah, the items were not there.
Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police reports.
Yo.
Oh god!
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
What?
Right, I can't scream.
What?
Nani? Hold on. How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, Counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened.
Wait, hold on.
However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty.
That's right.
Wait a minute. This is the first time the prosecution is like, hey, the evidence has been tampered. Instead of being like, hey, I tampered with the evidence.
Yo.
This is a complete 180.
Yo, you're not wrong.
Reporting.
Yo, I'm gonna call it now. The last case in this, he's gonna tamper with evidence.
Yo.
Well,
gonna be a
my
whole
Nepalese
karma.
friend.
My
Sorry, I was drinking my green tea. I know you don't know what this is because you know we're in Britain, but it's great. You want to try some?
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure they invented green tea.
I don't know, dude.
Whatever it is clearly inferior to a good cup of Earl Grey.
Well, joke's on you, sir. This is Earl Grey green tea, so you want some?
I'm sorry?
Bruh.
This really do be a bro moment.
I love that. It was so big. Like he broke out of like accent. Wait, what?
Wait,
that
what?
exists?
Huh?
Oh.
Anyway, you want some?
No.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What?
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the player did it?
Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Broken. Oh, to be sure. The young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy.
Sorry?
You never heard of GIFs, me boy? They're the newest file format.
What's file format?
Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella.
What?
Oh, this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
no.
Counsel, do you have something to say on this matter of gifts?
You tampered with the document.
How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus?
I didn't look.
I didn't look.
I didn't look. I don't know. I mean,
It was
we did look, and it wasn't empty. Like there was stuff
yep.
in it, but the question
Uh-huh.
is that
She could have still fit in there.
yeah, I mean, I
My
could fit in there.
It was like there was stuff in there, but it
you're
wasn't
an
like full of
exception.
stuff.
You're small.
Okay. No need to be
Excuse me?
racist.
Cramped.
Excuse me, everybody, shut up. What did you just say?
I say that you're an exception because you're small.
I am not small. I can fit into places because I know how sizes work. I'm not small.
Wanna bet?
Yes.
Markiplier be like,
Wanna bet?
Yes, I will bet.
Okay, everyone
You know, I'm
now,
pretty
let's
sure-
say our height metric system. So
I don't know the
centimeters.
metric system.
I'm pretty sure
Centimeters.
Markiplier said the same thing.
Mega, I'm not short. I'm not.
I didn't say that.
You just said Markiplier said the same thing, implying that you agree.
No. What? I just said Markiplier said that. I didn't...
I am not short.
She is a tall queen.
Yeah, she's not short.
I'm not a queen, but I am tall, and I appreciate that. Yes, I am tall.
We stand Soliasora
Stop,
from
stop.
Twitch.tv/Soliasora.
Stop it.
Yeah, she's tall when she's on top of a ladder.
She's tall in some regions.
What do you mean?
That's up for you to. That's up for you to determine.
I am taller than all of you, anyways.
Nah.
I know I'm not, okay?
I don't even know if I'm the taller one here, to be honest.
Anyways.
Probably am the oldest, but aside from that, not sure.
Nah.
So it's like, I didn't look, we did look, so that would be a lie. It was empty.
Wasn't empty.
That is a lie. It wasn't yet.
I know it wasn't empty because that's where I put my Pokemon cards.
I know there's no health marker, but I'm just...
Fine. Do the funny thing.
I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my case as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least...
When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Are you sure, Counsel?
Funny word. Ara, bewitched!
Ara.
What are you saying now, you daft daw? I thought you were on my side here. Anger.
What game are you playing?
Angry
Your
Birds.
task is to defend the man in the stand.
Metal Gear
Why would you
Rising.
say something to compromise his position?
Because I'm here for the truth.
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad.
Well, sir, if I can correct you real quick. At the start of this, you were fully expecting me to just go on the stand and let you be guilty.
You know,
And
boy,
get money for it.
I was planning on giving you me first edition Shadowless Charizard. But now I'm not so certain.
Well, watch. I'm going to still get you innocent. How about that? How about that? Watch.
I mean, he wanted
I'm
the
still not
guilty
giving
one,
you
though.
my Charizard.
Fine, I don't even know what that is.
Yes, you do. It's the newest game in England.
How old
Now
is
then.
fucking Pokemon, though? Could possibly that old.
A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart. So it is.
Apologies, that was my BS alarm.
The BSometer, I mean.
What is an alarm? I don't know what that is.
It means you're lying, dude.
Oh. Racist? Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
Why? Why do we feel like something's not right here?
It's almost as if something's not right there.
Would you like the jury to weigh in on this matter?
He's guilty of him. That department is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible.
I can prove you wrong on that one.
That money-lending fleecer and the pick purse are lying!
Ah!
I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them.
What?
Oh no.
It's a trick! Of course it's a trick!
Wait, what'd you say, Yue?
Nothing.
Because I was slipping into my Irish accent again.
Quite so, I must concur here. I know, I'd switched it, shut up.
Irish.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
What? Are we playing D&D now for you to
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
Yo.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
You're wrong.
Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there's the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. My lungs. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
I did that, Your Honor. What do you mean? Yes, my lord.
What just happened?
I don't
The
know.
whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Valley is at work, it would seem.
Bailey!
Bailey, I don't get my thoughts.
Man, can you imagine thinking to yourself something with the wrong pronunciation?
What the girl saw. I do not remember what you said, ma'am.
I don't know a thing you said.
Hold it!
Yar.
So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run?
Nope.
Well, yeah. Oh my gosh, I gotta remember. Well, yeah.
I mean, what's the point of spending the Joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, isn't it?
Thank you.
I suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Alright, let's see if I can do it now.
Or can you?
Also, may I remind you that this girl is a petty chief. Yes, I'm gonna keep pronouncing it wrong, so deal with it. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free.
The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself in under the seat. Nice and easy, right? There, I did it.
But
I
your
did
hiding
it.
place
I
is
did
a
it.
storage compartment.
Hey,
Full of
clap,
equipment
clap,
for a
clap.
coach. No.
No.
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all this stuff out so I could ride under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
I'd.
Hide under the seat. Dang it.
It seems we've reached the end of the line of inquiry. Oh, shit.
Good voice acting.
Yes.
Blah 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 blah. Hold it. A waste of time. Why's that? Well, most nights I'm on me own in the government at least some of the time. I have no idea what you just said there.
I beg your pardon. Did you say God?
May I have my hand, Gina? Oh yeah, well, that's what my client call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away? That's it.
That's it.
Oh.
Only
Oh,
that
wait.
night.
Oh, you're legit taking?
Probably. I can do a more fluent accent.
Aw, but I want to practice.
Go ahead then.
He hated your accent so much.
He hated it so much. He was like, snipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you agree?
No, I'm just saying that he said it.
Jeez, I'm just trying to get better.
Onoken.
Bruh. Suddenly now everyone gangs on the assassin. Sure, he's the bad guy. Let's gang on him.
I mean, you do kill people. That is
Did
bad.
you just say gangle? Wait, no. Did you just say gangle?
No, gang on.
I'm pretty sure you said gangle, and that's funnier.
Let's gumbo on him.
That's it. Only that night. His collar was sat on me seats from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration?
No.
No.
You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin.
Yeah. Right, mister. Hello, Serena Smug. Welcome.
Oh, to be sure. I'm as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you?
That sounded awful.
Thank you, Serena Smoke, for the follow. I appreciate it.
Hey, welcome.
To the stage of history.
So this
Yeah, we
Mrs.
said-
Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. It's Lestrade,
The
isn't
Max
it?
Dude stream.
What?
What?
This isn't a Maximilian Dude stream.
Oh.
Yep, it is now.
Oh.
Let's go.
That is not what I meant to press. SMG just went. Ah, got you.
Wow.
So, you couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not shot. Most days I push the cushion up with way. I could do it.
With me, Ed. and look
With
out-
me,
look
Ed.
out the crack.
With me, Ed.
With
With me,
me, Ed, and with me, Ed, and with me, Ed, and look at the crack. Thank you.
Yep.
Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocketer, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other ones, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite.
Point.
But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see.
No.
Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown out in the clink.
I ain't too
No
happy.
idea what that is.
Too happy?
Too
Yeah.
like
Like
it's
happy
it's
without
not like
the.
a hard happy. I ain't too happy.
Ain't too happy?
It's a bit of a slurring.
Slurring. Okay.
Yeah. So speak like me.
But it's not. But it's the only place to hide them in the carriages, so it's Obson's choice.
But it's the only place I okay.
Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then?
Oh.
Stick. Just stick.
I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying, and hopefully I'm getting better at it.
Yes.
Mr. Mega. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
No.
Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes?
No.
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stop his victim, could it not?
Well, girl, do you see what happened in that crucial moment?
Yeah,
Just.exe.
I saw it. Huh? I pushed up the cushion. I could do a second. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The harsh man was sitting up, the bloke what had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite.
That matches Mr. McGilda's account, of course.
But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared stiff, I was. It dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah. The bloke had a knife in his guts. It was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. Ah, how awful. Both me and Scott's blood and what? The dogs. And then there's these dogs.
Ignore it. I'm gonna make sausage. It's gonna be hot
Don't.
dogs day.
Don't! I will. No, don't you dare. Leave those dogs
What?
alone.
What kind of chicken it is?
No.
Bork.
No. Bad. Bad. Bad assassin. Bad.
Gonna take it to the Chinese market.
No. Bad. Oh, me and Scott blood and covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw.
After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilda for a while. Is that correct?
Nope.
He asked me some stuff.
No.
Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. Force, and everything was represented.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irish man says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later."
Suddenly she's Texan again.
Gosh, I'm trying.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw.
I hate you all.
Yee, and I can't stress this enough.
Aw.
I'm getting bullied. All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want.
Nope.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. I also don't know what it is.
She's not actually Cockney.
Just leave me alone about that, guys. I'm trying.
No. She's actually Irish.
Irish.
She's actually England.
She is England.
Nearly jumped and the scream just came out.
No.
This swell found
Nope.
me. It did help me get away, mine. Right. Started bang, nearly jumped. Tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place.
Oh my god. I need some protein.
I need some.
Time to kill a doggo. Be right back.
No! Bad. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you
you all right, Miss Naruhodo?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I just don't really like blades.
Why do you
Oh.
have one on your
Says the guy
hips?
carrying one.
That's a katana, not a. Well, that is also a blade.
Yeah, it is
Shut-
a blade. It's a blade.
It's a bigger one, even.
Look, this is different. I don't intend to use it. It's just because have my dead friend with me all the time.
Oh yeah, just like Virgil never intended to stab Dante.
Kazuma, I just want you back, man. I just want you back.
Are you winning, Ryunosuke?
Kazuma? Is that you? I don't think I'm
Yeah.
winning, but thank you. Thank you
Hey,
for the
what's up? It's
support.
me, Kazuma. Boy, do I love lasagna.
I'm dead.
Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's not a blade. That's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Oh, they took that seriously. Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was broken, but it's the blood merging
No.
with the background.
Ugh. That looks a lot like blood.
It
Nope.
surely is blood. Victims.
Night Star.
An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's. What? What?
Wow, our blood is the exact same color. Who
Did
knew?
you think it wouldn't? I really didn't think so. Ryunosuke, are you serious?
I thought the British had green blood.
I mean, look, I thought I saw Sherlock Holmes draw blood and it was green. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was red.
Listen. I thought.
The only English meaning I've really read was Homestuck.
Yeah.
The only.
I
thought
just mentioned
Englishmen
the
had.
yogurt was from Homestuck. No, Homestuck, but Danganronpa, and it came along as well. Oh my god.
By the way, you're good. I think you're gonna have to repress on a certain statement.
I thought the English had tea for blood.
Wow.
Oh, I can't go back. Rip. All right. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
Nope.
Yes, and I do understand.
Wait. I repress a certain statement?
Yes.
Yes. Like this one.
She
one.
didn't see a thing. She couldn't see a
Oh,
thing.
rip.
That one.
No, I'm
She
sorry.
couldn't see a
I counted
thing.
wrong. I counted wrong.
Count right. Count better.
Count
Next
That one?
Next one, I think.
All right, yeah.
Yes.
All right, let me. You little.
Excuse me.
Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded?
Oh, I do apologize. Is there something the matter, Council?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade. Is it Lestrade or Lestrade?
Lestrade.
Lestrade. Okay.
Lestrade. I'm saying Lestrade just to spite.
Literally
That's
messing
it.
me up. I see how it is.
Lestrade.
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps.
Oh.
You seem to be thinking something to yourself.
Oh, no. 'Twas nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was.
I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now.
Ha ha.
I mean, he was shut down inside a
Wardrobe, so.
wardrobe. So.
He was in a wardrobe, and the second he got out, he was accused of a murder.
Yeah, basically.
So
For the
I
second
guess he
time
has
in a row,
Of
mind
his
you.
best
every
friend.
right.
Second time in
be
a row, mind
traumatized.
you. I'm surprised he trusts Susato as much as he does.
I
I'm
know.
surprised he even talks to her, considering how many times he threw him around.
Six.
And I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything around here. Let me try that one again. But I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well.
Yeah. I suppose it does. Maybe. Mr. Strahd, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
Nope. I heard that they were releasing Bloodborne on PC.
Don't crack. Stop. 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 No, I heard someone crack their knuckles. Stop. Right in my
You
ear.
mean- Sorry, it was, every single bones, or rather joints of my hand,
Oh, that was my
including
neck.
the ones on the back hand, so yeah.
Got it. Alright.
Not really.
Feels much better.
All I
now,
could
though.
hear was the Irishman snoring.
Bejabers! There's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp.
What a pity. If only Mr. Strahd had heard something. Might have given us a vital new clue.
Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers?
Wait.
It's always
No, it is
important.
important because if
It
she
is
didn't
important.
hear anything, then what about the murder?
Yeah, it's always important.
My lord,
Yep.
I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
You don't say. What else you say? What did you say? I need to find an old voice for this man that I can remember.
I mean,
that
this is
shit?
why.
What's that share nothing?
Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it.
I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Easter mind, Kosu.
Wow.
I can't believe you
Nevertheless,
said that.
Why am I getting this stuff? Just because I'm from Japan, I'm no different from you guys. Come on.
Miss Jenna, let's trade.
Let's trade. Jaina, let's trade.
You will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What? Supermont? What are you on about?
Super.
What?
Super
Yeah,
what?
close
What?
enough.
What was it? Tell me.
Hit history real quick. Supplement. Supplement.
Supplement?
He said supplement like it was a French word.
Superman. Superman?
So supplement?
Superman.
I think I said supplement or something like supper.
No. She said Clark Kent. I heard it clearly.
She summoned Clark Kent.
Yeah. Now he's going to save Lewis.
Don't
Lewis?
don't give me all your
Lois.
fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move.
This man really said Lewis.
I was
Yes.
I was straining my ears
Brazilian
to
name
work
for the
out
woman.
what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. That was not a button that I wanted to press. But that,
He's gonna save
where is it?
Jetstream Sam.
Where is it? Where is it?
Statement 4. Statement 4.
There you are.
Memories broken, truth goes unspoken.
I can't believe he murdered a man.
I can't believe she used the blender.
All I could
I
hear was
can't-
snoring.
I can't even.
Now everyone has Raiden PTSD.
Who?
Post-traumatic
Raiden.
suicidal disorder?
Yes. Post-traumatic suicidal disorder.
Like, I know what it is, but I don't know how to present that. Unless I just press it.
Your
Why do
Honor.
my back feel
Your Honor, the
disjointed?
victim isn't actually dead.
Good gracious.
Your Honor. League of
What do you
Legends.
want? Oh, guilty.
Death.
Not that. Is it?
Your
No,
Honor.
I don't think it's this.
League of Legends?
Guilty.
Death.
Unless it is this for some
Basically.
stupid reason.
Yep.
Let me rephrase this statement for you. She didn't hear anything until the murder.
Funny you mentioned that stupid game, Mega.
Well,
the
yes.
one reason I didn't
The-
really
She's
accept the
stuck
job I
in-
was interviewed
Well, yeah.
yesterday was
Hit.
because the man mentioned it.
McGilded hopped on, started snoring, and she didn't hear anything else until the murder.
I have no idea. what you
Right,
said
meaning
about
that the that would imply that the guy is already dead.
I'll repeat it later.
But the issue is I don't know how to, like, what thing to use to prove it. Unless it's just literally the omnibus and the blood. No, I don't think so.
You ever play Dota 2, Octa?
I actually did. Sniper.
It was a nightmare, is that what you said?
No, it's Sniper.
Sniper? What?
Yeah, the guy with the musket. Musket. I don't know how to pronounce that freaking name.
I haven't seen that guy. I played a little bit and I was just like, oh, I hate MOBAs.
Yeah. It's the dwarf with a freaking white beard and a gun.
And a
She didn't
gun.
hear anything.
That's literally the only reason I played him. Although he had a
Wait, if you're in a doubt,
mystic
just press.
Yeah.
Press, save, panic.
So, you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time? Since the moment you hid yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw the swell getting on, I got me head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. Would you Adam and Eve... What? Would you Adam and Eve it, huh?
Can you
What
believe
the-
it?
Oh yeah, but it's like Adam and Eve. I'm sorry, I just find that funny.
Adam and Eve,
Cockney rhyming slang.
funny names.
What the mug? So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see?
Oh,
Why would he? Not likely. Even though he stopped in there, I never heard the door open. So I just said to stay put and listen to I'm driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was.
smart it.
Open history, please.
What
Sorry.
the...
So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs into the markets, snoring like an old dog he was.
I said market.
Smart it.
You
Market.
I said smart.
Wait, you said,
You
so
said
I had
smart.
to stay and listen to I'm driving.
What to listen to? I'm driving. His pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was.
Smart it. Smart it.
Market.
Market.
Smart it.
This girl has no idea how to say words. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? It doesn't
Makes
add
sense,
up.
everything you said.
Mr. Strahd, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. Huh?
Oh, Lord,
Absolutely.
That is my painful noises.
It
Goes
seems
the
my
back
learned
hurt.
Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I'd feared.
So Van Seek realized it too.
Yes, I was trying to figure out how to prove it. I'm sorry.
Consul, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence.
Are you-
For some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes,
Oh,
my
yes,
lord.
I'm
Even though I
serious.
literally am doing this for the sake of I can't present this.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
Oh no.
According to Mr. Strahd, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But thick, Renosuke, thick. I know.
She heard a bang. It was a stab, not a bang.
There's something else she should have heard.
Forget it.
Forget
Forget
it.
about it.
Forget it.
Forget about
I
it.
hate everything. I hate everything.
Forget
hate
about
everything.
it, huh?
Just forget
It's just a bug,
about
that's
it.
all. Who cares, eh? People die every day and stuff, you know? Who cares?
Yeah,
Forget
yeah.
about
Is
it.
it literally just the
Forget
victim?
about
Is it literally just the victim?
Forget about it.
Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Mr. Strahd could not have failed to hear on the night in question.
Oh, my back.
The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Wait, what?
You picked person.
Wait.
Look at that man's face.
Before, it has to be this guy, right?
Take that!
Thank God. Thank goodness.
Transfer
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
admission.
Yep. You figured it out. Good job.
Yes, my lord. The sound that Mr. Strahd cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus.
I don't follow. Order.
Is Lear as he goes out?
Oh no, it's because she didn't hear the guy coming on.
Order!
Mr. Strahd, allow me to confirm something. You
No.
claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct?
Nope. No.
Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, what, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mrs. McGilded.
That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight.
So, you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time?
Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I saw him getting on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. What? Why are you laughing?
I saw him getting on.
Yeah, I saw him. Oh, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. Better. It was on his own for sure. And
Why
from
do
what
they
we've
have
heard,
to write like that?
because it's a slur. I'm trying. That's all. It's just
okay,
I'm
Nine.
getting used to it.
It's okay, Nine. I like your.
Oh, do you want to know what I'm looking forward to?
No.
Chrono Cross remake. Well,
Oh, you saw that
remaster.
too. More
Yeah.
like just a straight up port.
There's a literal engine in that game for every single character's lore in the freaking game, and there's like 40 playable characters in the game.
Cool.
Anyways,
Yeah,
and from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all?
No,
When's Chrono Trigger remake?
I wait. Oh. Man,
I never heard it.
You hit an open wound there, man.
I'm letting them talk you away. That's the thing.
No, that's it. I
No, I never heard of it.
wanted to hear his reaction.
That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? Waiting for this swell to sleep.
Just leave.
You guys are like pinpointing like the exact mistakes, which I mean I appreciate, but like, jeez. Ahem. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swell to leave.
Just
It
leave.
says swell. Leave!
Why
I'm
would
saying
you-
leave!
Swell to sleeve.
Swell to leave! Pronunciation, stupid.
Now you know how I feel. How do I ask for those?
Yeah, that's the difference. You asked for it, and I'm
Yeah.
giving you it as per your wishes, so don't even.
As per our agreement.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage?
Ooh,
We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Mr. Strahd's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts.
McGuire.
Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord von Zinks.
Yes.
Yes.
He knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Mr. Strahd's statement.
Strahd.
It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
What do I will ban the next person that steals my lines.
What are you
What you
talking
want
about?
Man, I can't believe all of you are like, yeah, I want to leave. Please give me an excuse to leave. It was a trap. It was a trap, and you guys completely set it off. I can't believe it. What are you talking about?
I can't believe
What was
it.
that
Said
lag?
Or trap
You
card.
have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
Because it's a lie.
I can't believe
He's
it.
dead
Dead
right.
right.
How could the victim
possibly
possibly
find
not
a
have
very
bought
young
an
person.
omnibus?
That makes no sense whatsoever.
And this girl's a pickpocket. Let's not forget that.
Guess what? I I hate everything.
Ugh! She didn't even say anything.
I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars.
Neither can I! Guilty,
Guys,
guilty!
Come on, Mr. Foreman.
I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salute. What am I saying?
Words.
Saborius.
Salubrious.
Salubrious, okay.
What am I
Salad.
say? I cannot abide liars!
Wow.
Guilty!
Do you think someone would do that? Just go in a courtroom and tell lies?
Ugh. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
Nope.
That's
Summation,
an
examination,
unlimited
but
amount
again?
of wine.
Well, your consideration for the others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend.
No.
To the considerable troubles you have spared me.
No.
Man, what a block of liquid.
Didn't he
Yes,
break that?
Very refreshing.
He broke a lot of
I
them.
have multiple.
He has multiple.
Yep.
I don't know this guy, and I know he has multiple.
I mean, do you honestly think that Dracula
Yes.
got that freaking line on the first try? He had
Yep.
a bunch of
Ah!
to try on.
Nope.
What is a man?
Girl, what are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Easter Abaddon?
Amadan.
Carnage. It's perfect.
I hate this.
Juror number 2 is the only one left.
Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going.
I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGillicud's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost.
And then you do another summation examination.
I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Hold it. What?
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in his story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case.
What are you saying?
What? Counsel?
Who is crumbling a plastic in front of their mic?
That was
Not
me.
me.
Mega.
Not me, but I have plastic here to do the same.
This plastic ASMR.
Yes. Also, fun fact. This,
Listen, I wasn't doing it for the meme, but now I am.
yeah. This is the plastic wrap for Xenoblade
I was just moving
Chronicles
stuff out of the
2.
way. I didn't actually mean to get in front of the mic.
Oh,
Understandable.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean?
Bonk.
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prolong my education.
Prorogue.
Prolong my education. Explain yourself at once.
Well, if you
No.
allow me, instead of just butchering me and just saying like, oh, we're not gonna let these people finish, it's a lie, bam.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen.
Oh,
Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand.
And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
He just walked in.
there were actually 50
There's only one
passengers.
way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage.
He walked in.
He was in
had
there
to
already.
No, he
Wait.
wasn't, because Mr. McGill said that there was no one else in there.
Wait.
They
Wait.
boarded while he was
He was
asleep.
put there after he died.
Dun dun.
Obviously.
That obviously has to be it. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed. I know that's
Objection!
Nope, that's stupid. I hate you.
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence?
Well,
Crazy
isn't it
thought. It didn't
Isn't it-
happen.
No, no! I can't believe you did that. Now we have to do it all over again.
I love the
Gotta go
attack
back-
from all sides.
back
Like,
to the past.
no.
No! You ruined the playthrough. Now we have to start all over again. We have to start this game all over again.
Yep. Now
You
we
ruined
gotta
it.
go back to the past.
All right, you're right. Okay,
Damn right,
let me try again. All right. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed.
Objection!
No, that's stupid. You're stupid. I hate you.
Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence?
Probably not right, so I'm gonna do that again.
Ah.
All right,
I
all
ever
right.
tell
I'm
you the
sorry. I'm sorry.
definition
I'll stop.
of insanity?
You don't have to read it. I'll go to
When
the
you
next one.
do the same thing over and over again.
Expecting different results. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like doing an outdated TOD. You know it's not gonna kill, yet you try to kill with it.
Well, Sailor Van Six, obviously, is right.
No. That's
No,
really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards.
Then answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage?
Easily.
Well, obviously,
I shall have
Oh,
to
no.
penalize the difference for every.
I can't
No,
believe
no.
I trusted all of you. I'm never following you guys
See
again.
where it went, okay? I don't trust you.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
You heard me.
this is not it. This is not it.
No, that's it. No, that's it.
It's
That's it.
not.
No.
I'm not listening to you.
Ah.
There's another entrance.
Man.
No, there isn't. That's stupid. That wouldn't
If
work.
the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way, even though this is
No.
a complete lie.
Objection!
Which
that's
one
stupid. I
is
hate
it?
you.
Is it just nothing?
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic.
No.
Wait,
But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see.
wait, is it scripted for me to get
omnibus
all
is
these and get them wrong?
omnipresent. What?
I think this is scripted for
Yeah.
all of this to be wrong.
Only
Yep.
one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows.
No.
Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
Objection.
No, that's stupid. You're wrong. I hate
But
you.
there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Bling, bling, bling.
Alright, Gonzo. The defense will identify the location for the court.
It's right there. See? Is that a toilet?
Here
Oh, no, no.
is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which
Right
you
there,
propose
right
the
there.
victim entered the cabin?
Right there. Right there. Look. There it is. Sunroof. Sunroof next to the toilets.
Wait, can it be open?
Toilets.
Wait.
Oh, they never
No,
mentioned it.
no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean
Come
that. I didn't mean that.
Laserface.
Bruh.
I didn't mean that.
I can't believe 9.
I'll
Alright, fine.
stab
I
it.
just can't.
She's looking at a guide, guys.
I'm not.
She's cheating.
I'm not.
She's
Humanly
cheated.
for a
She's
moment,
a
I
hacker.
consider your answer.
I
She's the
just clicked.
hacker known as
Suppose it's
4chan.
possible to enter this omnibus without using the door, despite the windows being fixed.
Shut up for a second. I pressed the wrong button. All right, let me check something.
Ugh.
Nope. Nope. Nuh-uh. Too late.
Wait, is
Too
that a
late.
little latch that can be opened?
Yes, it
It's
is.
almost. Yeah. What's the point of a sunroof if you can't open it?
I'm not reading this. I'm just scanning it. Got it. It can be opened.
Nope.
Look,
Nope,
Van Zeeks. Van Zeeks, I pressed
Nope.
the wrong button.
Nope.
Well, if you believe such a thing to be possible, pray do demonstrate.
I pressed
Nope.
the wrong button. It's easy. You really just pressed the
And
wrong
here's
button.
to you remaining inside until the carriage has taken you back to the port of your inevitable departure.
I'm sorry, sir. I'd like to stay here and
I
try
saw
again
that.
if it's the
Nope.
same to you
Nope.
and hopefully not press the wrong button.
Yeah, 9.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
Onoken.
Legacy sound effect.
Ah,
I'm proud
Fine.
of you.
Push the circle button.
take that.
Push the F13 button.
You want me to push the F13 button?
The
No.
fuck?
I do have an F13 button. I could press it right now.
It does nothing.
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say the skylight.
Yeah.
Objection!
Objection. I hate
Your
it.
your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
Objection!
Shut
Shut
up! The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
objection!
Objection.
So you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory?
Guess what?
Objection.
Do you have
Yes.
any evidence to support your own theory? That they're lying?
Objection. Objection.
And
I
then
hate
and
you.
then Naruto goes like, yeah, just watch, and then
Yeah.
he goes through this guy.
Yeah, watch
like,
me.
Here's your evidence.
Bam! I see, look, I went through the thing. You're saying this is
Here's
not
your
possible? I
evidence,
went through the thing.
finally.
Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same thing in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained. It's the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the tackle.
Yes, it has. But would a man
But.
slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described? A
Yeah.
noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact.
Good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase it. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
Objection. I hate you.
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin?
Yeah.
That's
I am.
simply impossible!
How
No,
can you
there's
be so sure?
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen.
Yo, guess
Nope.
what? Van
Nope.
Zeeks?
Accusation time.
Shh, Van Zeeks?
Nope.
Then what would that mean?
Nope.
It means
Well-
you're stupid. I hate you.
What would that mean, Van Zeeks? I'm not gonna press the Z button until you answer me.
It means
You're ugly.
What?
you just got pwned.
Wait, that made no sense, but alright. Anyways, wouldn't that mean that the passengers on the roof are suspect? Ooh.
No.
And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony.
Because they're lying, dude. That's what people
Lies.
do. Well, yes, that's true, but
That's true, but
they the oldest.
wait, hold on there a moment, boy. Might the humble fella make a wee comment here?
Mr. McGilded?
It was me, I did it. Lock me away. To be sure, now the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say.
What?
What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would yous not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Oh my! Oh my goodness! Surely not.
Those two chaps on the roof?
Slap.
You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were...
Ugh!
She's still
Okay.
typing.
Okay. Okay. I think
Oh,
Mega,
it's
you
not-
were him.
Yeah, that was me. Err. What exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer?
You rotter, he said. You rotter. Are you insinuating?
What was
that
that?
illusion.
This is a flaming outrage. I'm a good mind to give you a blink in a minute.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I.
Mr. Fairplay.
You're effectively accusing me, a such a gentleman and well-respected banker.
And me, a very angry hatter.
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's
I mean, what's stopping you guys from accusing Mr. McGilded? You know, it's the same thing.
It's because I don't feel like it.
Oh,
I
that's fair.
protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right, I protest too. About you, rotting scoundrel.
Oh, these guys are hilarious. What are you even doing, boy? Settle
Yeah, what
down
are
there,
you-
lad.
By the way, I don't think I mentioned this last week, but Bruce Fairplay's original Japanese name was Oscar Fairplay. It literally no reason to change it. They just made it Bruce.
I'm Bruce Willis.
Bruce Bane.
Ooh.
Order. This is not the time when this is.
Sure it is.
I will not permit this wanton evasion. You two of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once.
But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment.
No.
Go ahead, Mr. Huntsix.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accused the witnesses without proof.
I literally did nothing of the sort. I just said that he came down regardless of the
But-
passengers. But then again, I was
but-
insinuating it. So you're right.
but-
You're right. Accuse? I never intended to.
But
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting.
but
But
You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus.
Yes.
That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events.
they did it.
but we've
Them.
been accusing people since the very first
You
game.
have branded these
That's what we
gentlemen
do.
liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt.
Yes, because they are.
In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation.
The base.
I
Based on what?
literally.
Okay, first off, I literally didn't accuse them. That was Mr. McGilded. And second, I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought.
Sure you can.
Sure you can.
What are we wasting time for? Get them testify.
Did you just throw the knife in the cupboard again?
No, shut up. I didn't do that.
Fanzix,
would-
are you really gonna not
I would
confiscate
never
this
do such a
knife
thing.
at any point?
This is my knife. I own it. I made this knife.
Made
I
You are
have a
literally
sword.
damaging court property.
And I have a knife.
Fanzix? Really? You gonna let him get away with this?
Yes. Leave me alone. This knife is everything to me. It's everything.
That's
It's everything to me.
And stop maybe stabbing the bench?
No.
Maybe?
No.
Never.
I thought there was nothing. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow.
We have to see this matter through now, one way or another.
If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once.
Testify!
Testify!
Testify! Testify! Testify!
Man, there's actually background sounds of testify.
Wow. Who's that? I don't remember
What's-
inviting him.
What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery are. They're in a complete frenzy.
Silence at once,
No.
Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First.
My lord.
I like how
what's
they're just looking behind them, like,
what's going on? I don't understand.
They're scared. They're about to get lynched. That's why they're looking like that.
What am I doing now?
You will take this Steadicam and make another form of testimony.
I don't wanna.
In reference to the incident, indictment brought by the defense.
Yes, my lord. Where did I put my glasses?
I didn't come here for this.
I'm Irish now.
I'm Irish.
There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward.
All I can do is keep complaining about my back pain.
Well, quit having back pain.
Reading accusation.
Oh, it's me. Sorry. We were the only two people up on our roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that.
If anything had happened while we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? Unless it were us?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
Except we do. This skylight was shut the entire time, I can't tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
What? Wait, that reminds me of someone. That animation reminds me of Angry.
Joe.
That one duck from Disney. I forgot the name. Donald. Yes.
What?
Scrooge McDuck?
No. Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
You know, that one duck from Disney.
The only duck in Disney. What do you mean?
I mean, it's not the only one. Scrooge McDuck is also from Disney.
Yeah, you know,
Donald
that one,
is the one that matters.
duck.
Let's be real here.
People like Scrooge
Scrooge is the
McDuck.
one with the top hat and cane. So.
I like Scrooge McDuck.
Anyways.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? Proof is...
He picks one book with proof written on the cover, slaps it on his face. Here's the proof, ugly.
Here's the proof. Whack!
Wah.
I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. Now either witnesses could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck. It was night though, without the other noticing forthwith.
Fortnite?
Fortnite.
That's
Among
right.
Us?
You see.
No, I'm not.
We're
doing that.
innocent. We innocent in that.
Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with each other.
What?
Nani?
According to the investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses shared no common dealings.
Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich.
Why are you here?
Because he's
You tell
a
me. You
scoundrel.
brought me here.
I didn't actually. Everybody else did.
Yeah, that's
True,
what they all
I mean-
say.
I don't know about the jury in this game, but usually they're appointed by the community, so...
Something doesn't feel right here.
Nope.
The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy?
Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination.
Please.
Oh, yes, my lord.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Ken.
Reading the accusation.
He did the ritual.
I'm Australian.
Yep. Here we go. So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck?
Absolutely not, dickhead.
Oh no, I got like every single one of you.
Freaking luck, you're gonna need it.
No question about it, he said. Not at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. Why is my voice like this? I saw the victim in set and close cabin talking with
I didn't
this
do it, I
man
swear.
here.
I didn't do it.
Give me your money.
No, please, I have no money.
What do you mean? You're rich.
I swear, I don't have any money.
I don't have any money. Not since
Give
the
me
last
your
war.
stupid wallet, man.
Man,
Is this true, Mr. McGilden?
No, not at all. Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately.
that's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in.
Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all? It's all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that, eh, fella?
Mr. McGilda just shut him down.
I saw you with my own eyes.
No, you didn't. You're a liar. You're stupid. I hate you.
This is going so well. I hate
Yeah,
everything.
Mr. McGill is doing your job for you.
Man, I don't know. Maybe he should just represent himself. He's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly.
Is this some kind of a lark?
Is this some kind of a joke, you say? Is that what it is?
Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly.
Are you fair dinkum, sir?
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold.
Yo,
Dang.
fair play.
Dang.
Bet I will gladly sleep in the bitter cold.
No, you won't.
No, you
I'll do
won't.
it.
It's
I will
snowing
do it.
outside.
I will do it. I will sleep.
Aji. I like that meme, Aji.
And if you did manage it, your eyelids were free set. Never open them again.
That's extreme.
My name is Bruce Fairplay. I'm always extreme.
I tell you. I only had to put up with it because this man had locked the door.
Oh,
Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked.
Unless I knocked on his head with a freaking hammer.
I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all.
That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone.
Now, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising.
Man, he looks them dead in the eyes. Well, no, not even. He just smiles in the face of accusation, but like, yeah. Are you sure you're
Smiling
right
at
in the
his
head?
fist. Literally smiling at his face. He knows that his punch is not.
Why I oughta.
See things. See things.
Why I oughta.
Picaro.
I believe we have reached an impasse here.
No, we
at This
didn't.
particular point.
Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend are too.
He called them out. What a champ.
I mean.
Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about, my dear boy.
I mean, Gary is Sherry, I suppose.
So it is.
This isn't a competition. I should like to be involved in.
Yeah,
Really?
Not,
I don't think
Why
he
not?
needs me. I don't think Mr. McGilda needs me. He can defend himself. Pretty good at it.
He's
I'm
literally
defensive
going
when
out
he
and
wants.
say,
The defense presence is obsolete, really.
pretty much.
So, you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before?
Oh, lummy, no! Not once, never!
He never made me get worse. Well, he never met the man before. He said never.
And
I
you,
hate his voice more than my name.
and you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either?
Nope.
That's right, sir. Haters don't wait. Haters.
Haters!
Haters gonna hate in the court of law.
I don't know what I'm gonna roll with it. Haters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. Except they
gonna
do.
Haters
Who's
gonna
gonna
hate.
make the factory? Brickmakers. Dummy.
No, you imagine that.
You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who are inside the cabin.
That's a lie.
Hello. Excuse me.
I
Mr.
thought a funny
McGildy?
joke. I thought of a funny joke. Yes, counsel? What can I be doing you for?
Did the witness's last statement give you a pause for thought somehow, even though that was not a pause for thought? That was just laughter?
Oh. Not the remotest connection? Is that right now? I wonder.
What are you insinuating now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay. That's been too long, so it has.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching. Is it not? Your
Repayment date. I beg your pardon?
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
An unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Urgh.
Well, now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? Sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crime off to another?
You know, I like first, he's like looking back and forth between them.
Urgh.
Like, what am I supposed to do here? I'm just in the middle of this.
And young Mr. First.
Second, actually. Me, sir. What do you want?
I didn't do anything. Yeah, you do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat's sliding about on your head. Is that one of your creations, is it?
Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice. You understand?
Ah,
I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine jet walks through the door.
the perfect fit, is it? Well, this is a very distinctive design, so it is.
Many customers like it, I'm telling you. They like a distinctive touch of death.
Customers? Such as thrice fired Mason?
He can literally defend himself. He does not need us.
Oh, I should have picked something else. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence of horror, me lord.
This.
No.
Oh, I see the stitches.
Yep, it was always there. I can't help thinking that the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say?
Quite honestly, I always thought that was like felt.
Nice. Honestly, I didn't really notice the stitches, so.
I didn't even notice the hat, really. I just more was focused on the
That
knife.
was the first
Bro.
thing I noticed.
Okay. Nine, please. I'm the blind here. Don't steal my role.
Are you calling me
Oh.
blind?
Yes.
No, but you're trying to rob my role of me. I'm the blind man. I'm the one with the
So
blind
you're wait,
side
what do you
here.
mean about the knife? You hold up, stop.
Wait, what? What you mean?
Huh?
You don't see the knife out of his gut?
No.
No, I hear it.
You hear it?
You
Yeah.
hear it.
Yes. You see, and the sound waves bounce off the knife and come.
So
and
echolocation
hits.
is what you're telling me of a flat
Exactly.
screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's part of the Homestuck reference, but he's like Terezi. And he can smell the colors.
I can't believe.
Moving on. Oh. Go on.
I can't
I
believe
can feel
he
the
ref-
radioactive.
I can't believe he said.
Oh,
the
you are
Homestuck
breaking
word.
up, sir.
I've read the
sir.
whole comic, mate.
Oh, I feel bad for you, man.
I can't believe he said the Homestuck word.
Oh no, you are breaking up.
Wait, what do you mean I'm freaking out?
That's one of my hats.
Aye, so that it is. So it seemed the brickmaker was a customer of yours.
Ah,
The sort of customer. I think Onoken has become a
yeah,
cyborg.
oh no, you are being a robot right now.
The sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir.
I'm back from the past.
There you
Samurai
go.
Jack.
Alrighty.
Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. You see? See, senor?
No, I don't
I
have
rest
one.
my case.
McGilded, good job.
Good job. Proud of you. You little weasel. Urgh.
He's better at this than I am.
Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he?
Nope, not at all.
Susato, why are you kind of sounding like him?
Oh, you didn't notice? I kind of wanted to take up in it.
Please stop.
Okay.
Hat Hunter.
Headhunter.
Hat Hunter. Please
the
don't
new
let me
Captain
little
game.
interruption hold up the proceedings. Why I oughta.
Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight
No.
was shut the entire time?
No. I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute.
Do it, then you get charged on another crime. Do it, and I can sue you for all you're worth.
Wow, I can't believe he
And I
said
really
that
need it
to me.
because my student's stipend isn't really that much.
Yeah, really,
What?
I honestly probably am in debt for the stowaway trip, so I probably need that debt. Like, so punch me, please.
He's going to lose his rank with you in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I said.
he said.
That's why I said, yep. Uh-huh. Take a look at it for yourself. Go on. Look at the thing. Look at it. You see? It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it. Still and all. What? How am I juggling these accents? Just look at the size of the thing, you understand?
Now you know how I feel.
Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the ting means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we?
Let's stop biting our cane, shall we?
No, it's made of chocolate.
Yo, can I
Charcoal
actually have
what?
some?
I was reminded of the on another occasion when, well, I broke wind lonely. I shook myself with it, as it happens.
What?
For a moment.
This is an unexpected confession, Mr. Force. Well,
I swear,
the point
this-
is, I tried to open this skylight, you see,
I swear if this turns into Your Honor, but I farted.
but my luck, I couldn't make it blunt. The stench was hot. Wait, what do you mean stench?
Yeah, that's what they're going for.
That's what
Everyone
breaking
was
wind
looking
means.
daggers at me,
Yep.
son.
Yep.
I went as red as Rouge. I did.
Red as
Rouge.
Rouge.
Oh, you expect me to sentence you?
Yes, please, please.
Please give me the death penalty.
I hadn't read that line before.
Oh no,
Please.
sir. The point is, this guideline can be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside the cabin of
Oh
shame.
crap, she does have a voice.
Wait, what?
Oh,
She did, and I missed it. I think it was like
What?
his head.
Let me dig for it.
wait, what happened?
Gina has a voice.
Or
He
does she?
has a voice?
And it's
What?
incredibly
I heard a little bit. It
racist.
was like, oh, but yeah, something like that. But I don't know if that's like her voice or whatnot.
And before she
Okay, I
was
need to
the
go through the
stink
files.
hopper inside the whole situation.
Well, anyways, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Do
Pardon
you have
me.
something to say about that, Mr. Strahd?
No, no.
Hmm. Mr. Strahd.
Nope. I'm not talking to you.
Die. I heard my echo.
Well,
hate it.
Yeah.
I heard my
can't
echo and
believe-
I hate it.
I can't believe she would do that to those people.
Well, I'll keep going for the meantime. It happens. Hmm. The skylight. That is what we're talking about, right? I got a gun.
Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
I'm loading the gun.
And
I'll
now
It's a
shoot
grenade
you.
launcher.
Hold them skylights open, dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon?
Yes.
There's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke when I...
You can't do it from the inside, you mug.
Oh,
Wait, what?
crap basket.
Look,
Wait,
a
he
few weeks
wasn't
ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags, and I could do this, and I had a great hole. I mean,
You got
I had
this.
pulses coming out of my ears.
Miss... Let's try. This is not the forum to eulogize on the subject
Yes, it is.
of your criminal ideas.
Yes, it is.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I
wait,
lifted
wait,
the
just
last
hold on.
block's purse, it got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't opt off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah.
What?
The catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck?
Wait, didn't he try that?
What?
Wait, wasn't Lady First on the roof though?
No, I think what it is for his story, he was inside and Mr. First was inside and tried to leave through the sky deck.
Leave! I want to abuse my power. Climb up onto the dang roof of the omnibus at once and verify these witness claims.
We verified this is in fact a omnibus.
Oh, shit.
Ah!
Oh, my hand.
See?
That was funny.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Order! Order!
Ah!
So it appears that this current statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck!
Mr. Naruhodo! This could be the clue we're looking for.
No.
Bonk.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your criticism.
1, 3.
Yes, my
2,
lord.
3,
So,
4.
the skylight opens.
5.
Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Meaning I should open the thing. Which I gotta go to the dumb thing. Hold it, hold up. I'm not gonna talk to you.
Wait.
You could just do this from the presents menu.
Oh, well, I'm not risking it.
You are going to Brazil.
Yes.
So,
Swag this swag to you. I'm sending you to Brazil.
the skylight was fastened shut before. But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it.
We should, but we can't.
You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lap in the enclosed cabin. Wait, what?
You're still thinking.
What?
You're
You're
still
not the thinking one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoopsie.
You're
Oh
a
my
loud
God,
thinker.
No. Oh no, that's disgusting. He can share telepathy
No wonder
with her.
Susato can
Oh
hear
no.
you.
Did you just?
Man, alright, so I gotta get my thoughts together what this could mean. Hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Why are you in my head? I thought that it was spacious in here. It's very
There's nothing
comfy.
in here.
Please get away. Oh, is that Mr. Cosima? Hello, Mr. Asolgi.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much, how are you doing?
Oh, you know, it was quite spacious in here, so I decided to move in.
Right? I think I might move in here too. Please.
I didn't know my friend had an empty head. It was really weird.
Oh, hello everyone. I brought a pool table.
Why are you guys in my head? I welcome Cosima. I don't want any of you.
How many people are in here? I didn't.
You know everyone.
Ryanosuke, I thought you said this was a single apartment home.
I did, Cosima.
You lied to me.
I
didn't. This.
After everything I taught you, too.
No, Cosima, please stay in my head.
I'm gonna move out. I'm moving out.
No, please. Cosima, no.
No, I'm moving out. Goodbye.
Please. What? Alright, bye, Mr. Susato, please get out of my head. Alright, fine.
And then only bald man stays there. So
True.
should I keep this statue?
That's right, I demand to hear
Get
it.
out.
We came here to say what we saw, I tell you, not for this.
But you call suppose Shicer?
Shickers?
I think it's
That doesn't sound right.
Shicers.
Hey, let me look this.
Francis criminals.
You guys lying, is that what he means? And accuse us of doing it. Oh my fucking troll.
As it stands at the moment.
everything's all fun and games until Mr. McGilden
Literally
opens
Shicer.
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 Oh, that's right.
It's Australian slang.
Shicer.
Worth a thing or person, especially a swindler.
Swindle.
Ah,
You're swindling me.
man,
A liar.
everything's
A
all
lawyer.
everything's all fun and games until Mr. McGilden opens his mouth to speak.
And then everyone goes serious mode. Serious Sam mode.
It's time to be good for me to go sicko mode. There's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves now, is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here.
Yeah.
If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth.
I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way.
I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I?
Yes, you do.
Although
You know me?
by-
Hello.
Hello.
Although by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGill either. It's so hard to know what to believe here.
I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial.
Evidence.
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
So you're saying that we need now is to find the conclusive piece of evidence that we definitely found before.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely.
Brr.
All right, great. Now, no, Susato, stay
Bug.
there.
Antlers. I need antlers.
What?
Huh?
Antlers?
Sorry, I'm playing Inscription.
Oh,
You're doing what?
he's playing
I'm
Inscription.
trying to do the Hydra thing.
You're not
snap.
focusing? I'm
No
not
one ever
losing.
focuses on my streams. That's the joke.
But
I know you
okay,
guys-
I guess I'm the one then. Okay, I'm gonna.
I'm
leave
focusing. I'm just also multitasking.
now. I'm gonna take another acid bath and see what's left of my
What?
body.
Stop
after
it. Stop it.
You just say.
I'm
acid
just
bath?
joking. I can't even make jokes anymore.
Nope, that's illegal.
Okay, fine. I'll just stay
It's illegal in
silent.
Australia.
I'll stay silent then.
No, we want to hear you
Sorry,
talk.
guys, I'm gonna be just like the Titanic and sink.
What?
I thought you were going to say crash into some ice.
Want me to tell you the statements?
No.
No.
To be honest, I was more paying attention to what they were saying than what I was reading, so.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So, Mr. McGildy gave the reasoning that they
Five.
they have it.
1,
Okay, there it is.
2, 4, 3.
Wait, but then it's shut the entire. We couldn't pause. Nope, you could
I don't
have.
have
You were the
five.
only ones who could open it.
5 attack and an antler.
Dang! All right.
Let's
You did it.
go.
Wait, did I save?
No.
No.
I thought you
Or
did.
did you?
You should just had short-term memory is fun to mess around with
5,
sometimes.
5, 5, 5. How do we get 5? Uh-oh.
I did, right? I did.
I messed up.
So then where's your proof? That you can do it. You were the only ones who can.
I think
Jeez.
you
Your
forgot
Honor.
to examine something.
Your Honor.
I
League of
examined the
Legends?
skylight, right?
Go back inside.
Well, let's open the door. Oh my gosh, please, Susato, stop.
And take a look
At the blood?
skylight above. Take a good look.
Take a good long look. Blood! Did you see the blood?
No.
Turn. Blood?
Oh
Look.
my! I hate every.
Mustard.
Sorry, it's ketchup. Did you say mustard? It's not mustard.
Mustard.
Mustard. Mustard.
Mustard.
Mustafar.
Thank you, UA
No.
and Co.
Mustard.
You're welcome.
Yes,
I
it
helped
does
too.
open very wide, doesn't it? Wide
Nope.
enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why someone like me, Susato? Don't you dare flip me in this.
I'm
What is
thinking
it?
about
Look, just here. Look at this.
That, without a question.
It's blood.
It's bleed.
Why would there be a bloodstain here?
Gee, I
Surely.
I
It can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
Susato, just shut up, please.
Susato, please.
Great.
Susato, please.
Okay.
Just delete yourself from the game.
Bop.
Ba?
Bop.
Yell.
Yell. Nope.
Yell?
Susato,
Yell.
please.
Scream?
Just do like Doki Doki Literature Club and delete yourself.
Stop.
No, don't.
Stop. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach.
Yep.
And immediately afterwards, the
Nope.
victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
And what? That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can.
I made sure of it.
We didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible.
Irrefutable proof. Here in this courtroom.
Come here, Van Zeeks. Come here.
No.
Come here. Come here. No,
Uh-oh.
I can imagine, like, Renosuke just goes at the bench and, like, he would grab the wine bottle. You want the wine bottle back? Come here. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me.
Nope.
Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. All right. Point.
And then it goes like, I haven't consented to this.
Too bad. Point at the blood.
Wow.
See that?
Nope.
It's called
I don't
your
see anything.
loss.
You see that? That's called an L.
You see that? That's called Kusu.
That's called an L for loser.
That's called an R for Ruza.
My lord, I don't know if you said the judge is lying, so I'm gonna assume you did.
I did.
My lord.
right.
League of Legends.
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here.
Really?
Where exactly within the omnibus is the evidence to which you allude?
What he said, yeah.
Yeah. You will
Yeah.
point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the rooftop through the skylight. You will point out what it
Come
is
here.
that proves the
Come here, Vansies. Come here.
blood,
You see
That
that?
was not there before.
Oh,
Well-
well, guess what?
Well, too
Did you-
bad.
No, guys, guess what? Did you open
Ah,
the sky
don't
deck
care.
window before?
Yeah,
That was not there before. Well, it is now.
it is now.
Ugly.
It's now.
Here's the thing. It is now.
You know, Vansies,
It
I
is
have one more. I have one more question.
Ugly.
Go, guys. I have one more question for you. How many fingers am I holding up?
The middle
Got
one.
it.
Wait.
The middle what?
I said, how many fingers am I holding up?
Yes.
By Jupiter.
By Jupiter is the
Brado.
Blood though. Erg.
Brado.
This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the
You're
incident
guilty.
occurred, you're guilty. First, you're guilty. Second, you're guilty. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was opened.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening.
Erg.
Oh my.
That's funny.
And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
Sure he is. I just said it. I said he was.
No!
Order. Alright. I need to get my voice together. Switching between those two pitches is annoying.
But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin.
I'll be dead honest. If I could have the freedom to click outside without moving the text, I would have put on the little mod dubstep thing for that.
It only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck.
Bruh.
I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I?
There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the jet really fell through the skyline, I mean.
We could test the blood, dum-dums.
No, you can't. Nope.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First?
No, I'm
Actually, in this era, they couldn't tell the difference between human and animal blood, let alone
God.
individual people's blood.
Got it, alright.
That is true. This is true, I was there. It's all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there. So it is.
What? No.
But it can't be. It's a
Lies!
My fellow jury members,
My
I
fellow
think we can all
Americans.
agree that this is a clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
No.
I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish it can be found in this courtroom.
I'm not convinced.
So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they?
Oh, hell, he's
Slap.
getting something there. Slap.
I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
I almost just knocked over my mug.
Your mug?
That would have been sad.
Yes.
My Goku mug would say, "I'm sorry for you."
Well,
I'm sorry for
green
your
tea,
loss.
dude. This is my only mug that I got, and it's with tea for tea. So that's that would be the sad part.
Oh.
I always knew.
Yorkshire tea gold.
What?
What?
Yorkshire tea gold. Is that what
What?
you're drinking?
No.
No,
Earl Grey green.
Earl Grey green tea.
Feels bad, man.
What do you mean feels bad? Green
Feels
tea's
bad, man.
amazing.
I thought it was Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire. Oh, Yorkshire, eh?
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Anyways.
Oh,
I
I always
can't-
knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On three, then, everyone. 1, 2,
Objection. Oh, I thought he was gonna do it.
3.
Objection!
There it is.
Wow. Oh,
If you could do it, I could do it too.
Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
but I am unconvinced. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks?
A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
You're null and void.
Van Zeeks? Van Zeeks?
Damn.
My lord,
you just got,
my
you
lord,
just got owned.
my lord, can we approach the bench? Can we approach the bench?
Maybe he has no chill.
So is that a yes? Can we approach
He
the
has
bench?
no chill.
He has no chill.
All right, can I approach the bench then?
No.
Mega, you're supposed to be my
Fine.
improv guy. Do it.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason.
Slam.
That smear of blood never existed!
Give me a minute. What did he?
She's listening to the song.
I mean
Among
that
Us?
too, but like, no, I am trying to. That smear of blood never existed. What do you mean? Look again, and it's just wiped away. It's gone. Objection.
What blood, huh?
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. It's clearly blood.
Objection!
That's just my
I
wine.
personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-toothed comb.
Huh?
So I can state with absolute surety.
What's a comb?
No such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began.
But
Bunny?
Are you suggesting, Lord Von Zeeks, that his theft blood was...
Fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session...
what?
What a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zeeks.
Yikes.
But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Oh, he's gonna ruin that man's whole career.
I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused.
One day, mind me a final
However-
destination.
I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature.
Pixar didn't happen, my boy.
You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
I just realized one
It
thing.
doesn't mean
You
anything. He's making
wield a
stuff up.
fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's. However ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible.
What'd you say, Ono?
I just realized one thing. Might be because I'm sleepy, but Mr. McGilded kinda looks like Willy Wonka. Kinda.
You know, I see it.
Or,
I
or
see
maybe
it.
rich Irish people look like Willy Wonka.
Yes.
Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Oh, thank you. I do my best. Tut tut, Lord Van Zeeks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel?
Oh, no?
I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? And you're drinking blood right now. But if yous will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone have possibly put a smear of blood in it without the word and his wife seeing?
Even though that we, as like the co-counsel defense, could have been going in and out of it, so we could possibly have like done it.
I don't
Yeah,
know what
why
you're
we
talking
have to
about.
supervise?
Is it not right now, counsel? No.
It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time. The court has been in session.
My learned friend.
Learned.
Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words.
No matter how terrible
As
it
you
may
wish.
be.
Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think.
They could during the smoke bomb event.
I vote third
Yeah.
party.
Unfortunately, yeah, it could have been possible with the smoke bomb.
Yep. Yeah, wasn't there like 2 smoke bombs?
You
One.
don't even need eyes to realize
3.
that.
There was 3?
There was one, and then the couple that Gina shot in the middle of court.
Oh, but
None of
but
them
she
were
shot it at the
red.
judge. Those 2.
And you.
And, oh yeah, you're right. Me and the judge, but it wasn't to anybody else. The only time she, like, I guess, so yeah, there was a time.
There wasn't there a smoke bomb last stream, and that's why everyone laughed?
The major
Yeah.
smoke bomb was at the end of the last stream. During the recess.
Oh, that scared me.
What?
All right, so as you know, where my room is located, it's by a road. So I just see like this glare of light on my pop filter, and I was questioning what that was. And I turned, I'm like, oh yeah, a car's coming. All right,
Lol.
Sorry,
Car's
Mr.
coming through the window.
McGilded.
I can't believe someone would murder someone else.
I can't believe it.
Can't believe
I
it.
can't believe it. You can't believe it.
As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here.
There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my
Learned.
Is it just learned? My learned
Learned.
friend suggests.
In this definition, it's learned. When you're describing someone, you describe them as learned.
Oh, okay. Thank you. As my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh?
Good gracious. Explain yourself, Counsel.
Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from his deceit.
Deceit.
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Bang!
Bang. And then I died.
What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face!
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I have become an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus.
The logic.
Oh
of
my
bad.
word!
Oh
I put
my
my finger at
god.
you. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger?
Feckless? Gouger?
I honestly have no idea what that means.
You're supposed to be
neither.
defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection! Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same.
Huh?
After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies such as.
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items.
Or was it?
Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Are you sure?
Unfortunately, Lord Wazix, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
Didn't the police help investigate? Didn't they?
The police ain't here now, is it?
I think you're a liar.
Okay, wait. Question. Van Zieks, please.
Nope.
Did you investigate this with someone?
I was handed the report
By
But-
the
from the
police.
police.
By the
You
police. So
mean
the
for it
police
Who
did
don't
it.
exist.
So wait.
And you investigated yourself, Japanese boy.
I am no. Okay, I'm trying to help you, sir. Are you really gonna just shoot me in the foot to trying to help you?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
So the police report. Maybe the police are lying. Who knows? It's crazy.
Everyone is lying.
Everyone.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
That was me having muscle memory from the Scarlet Study version.
I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty.
I mean, there's also another inconsistency. Like that pool of blood at the bottom. That was not there before. I know that was not there before.
I'm almost sure that crap is ink.
If this evidence is the result of
Wait.
tampering or not,
I'm an idiot. Let me look.
Did you click on the ground?
Did you press
You
that button?
did actually, never mind. Oh, the coloring is so different.
Yeah, it's different. It's forged.
One of them's ketchup. Someone lick it.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think?
Sorry?
About the omnibus? Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus?
Yes.
Everything.
That pool of blood at the bottom.
It tastes like ketchup.
I'm just not confident.
9.
I'm not.
9.
Yes.
Listen,
Yeah.
I like ketchup.
I like ketchup too.
Mm.
My lord. My lord?
Oh yes, counsel.
Sorry, I was asleep.
Exactly.
There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you'd better...
Objection!
Uh-oh.
Silence, McGilded.
Oh no.
If you dare betray me, you little maggot, you better start watching your back.
The court awaits the defense's clarification.
Grr. Irish grr.
This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? Ozma, where are you?
Bonk.
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel.
I can't believe he would say such a thing.
Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point in the
I don't know.
My question to you is how they were able to do it. Got it. If we
Catch
consider
up.
Grenade launcher.
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom.
Good lord. My wig and my glasses. I mean spectacles. Yes, I do believe you're correct, Consul.
Well said. Although, as advocates for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue.
I believe that blood stain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that the evidence is fake.
I can't believe it.
Oh god, he said the thing.
Arr. Ah! This trial is over.
Mr. McGilded?
I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now.
But you're the defendant.
Tis over, I tell you. Every recollection. What do people think they saw? Tis all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that blood stain is there now.
Well,
And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing
Man, he's
reaper
self-aware.
of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all.
Yikes.
I'm scandalized, so I am. I'd thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord,
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular blood stain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence.
wait a minute. If in the presence of
Aye.
illegal evidence, especially of the literal crime scene, does that just make this trial null and void?
It should.
Aye.
Not really. I think just the
That's
whole
what I said hours ago.
the whole evidence would be discarded, at least over here.
I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position?
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present.
Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every avenue in this matter. Oh, my wig is... it's misaligned, hold on. I shall proceed to my adjudication, I mean. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What formality?
What formality? You're rude.
As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty.
Yes.
Which would mean we've won.
Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now? With all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Yeah.
Counsel of the defense, your closing statement, please. I want to go home. I need to take a shower.
Your Honor.
Yes, my
Your Honor.
Yes.
And then he just runs.
And then he runs. Your Honor? Your Honor? Bolt. Yes, my lord. The defense believes...
The defendant could be guilty.
That's
The
the thing,
defendant
it's just...
Is both guilty and innocent.
Oh god.
I
This
don't
game
know.
lost me long ago.
I don't know!
This reminds me of Aviary Attorney.
Because, like, I know what this game is trying to aim. It's like, you want to try to get the truth. Like, that is... It's not whether about you win or lose, about the defendant is guilty or innocent. It's just a matter of getting the truth of the case. Right now, he is guilty, probably, of fabricating evidence. Because the
Honestly-
bloodstains are not the same.
Honestly, they lost me at the moment they say the court is not in session.
The what?
The court is not in session.
He said he...
So since the
stopped-
beginning, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least for this case.
he hates this game.
Not really. I mean, Susato is in there. I lost our version this.
Oh, understandable. The defendant is innocent guilty.
Not guilty.
You know what I think is happening?
What?
I think Mr. McGilded is innocent, but because he's rich, he's just like, I gotta make sure they know I'm innocent. So he's just like, he got people to put blood in the thing, even though he's already innocent, and it's just making him look guilty as a result. You know, like he's actually innocent, but he's just like, oh, I'm gonna put blood in here just to cement the fact that I'm actually innocent. And then they're just like,
Actually got arrested for tampering with evidence.
yeah.
But you can't prove that it was tampered with, apparently.
Which
Yeah,
is
because no
dumb.
one's believing the fact that, oh, right, that wasn't there.
Do you want a way to actually test if that's blood or not?
I
Use
feel
your
like this
freaking
choice.
nose.
I have a feeling no matter what you choose, the game's going to be like, wait!
I'm gonna say could be guilty. I'm sorry. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defense's innocence.
What are you saying,
Man.
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Hey, that was the right choice, I think.
Good gracious me.
Good gravy.
That's actually good. There's just no conclusive evidence. There's nothing.
Order, order.
And that makes sense because literally all everybody has is just people looking at it.
There's no science.
This is
Everyone remembers that
unprecedented.
there was no blood there. It's just a Mandela effect, huh?
Mandela effect.
Mandela.
I
Hey,
love
don't you know? Don't you know, Ryunosuke boy? The CIA, they put the blood there.
CIA.
Defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you son of mine?
It was a grand decision to appoint you as me lawyer. So it was a grand decision.
What?
I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles.
Dang, he was fast.
Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have.
What do you mean?
Tis just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it before.
Succinctly, mate.
Succinctly. You know, words are hard.
I'm not gonna lie. Like you did that, and his eyes looked away. Like it's something like wait, something like that.
Something like that, I don't know. I just speak Irish, man. Eternal can't go on anymore.
My man's literally Irishing his way through.
And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. Aye.
Why are you laughing like Mickey Mouse?
I really don't know what to make of all this.
Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said.
The stinking rich are always guilty of something. Mark my words.
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely part.
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
Oh. I thank you kindly, my lord.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection. Knew
Objection.
it.
That's me. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zix,
My lord.
please bring his kneecaps.
No.
The case
With
made
pleasure.
by the prosecution. Yes, dude,
What?
here's my mallet. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place.
My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection. But wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
What do you mean? He literally said secure the omnibus. He said it. It's the police's fault not doing it. Zieks is fine here. That's so unfair.
Bonk.
The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court.
Yo, I believe they put ketchup there.
Consequently,
So do I.
the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
What?
It's shit.
Oh, he said the funny word.
Sorry.
Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
Do you mean to tell me that this has all been a grand waste of time?
Yes.
Tis the law of the land, my good man. Aha, if you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Like that Walt guy over in Americas.
Magnus McGilded.
Good grief! You have more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to be looking forward to then.
Bonk.
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Bonk. Bonk.
Aye.
Okay,
did
this was
it.
This was actually an interesting conclusion.
It was all me. I did it. All by myself. Aye.
I can't believe
it!
this is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent.
He's innocent.
He clearly is innocent. Man, so many words, now I'm lagging.
With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us.
Ah,
That was a weird case.
now that my
18
boy-
I want
February.
a refund.
18th February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Honestly, I find this very interesting.
It's like aviary attorney.
They're probably gonna revisit this later anyways.
Yep.
That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful
It
performance.
was very long indeed. 1 week long.
My
Can you imagine?
my heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mr. Sato. Thank you for your assistance, even though
You didn't do jack.
I suppose we should be happy.
Aye.
The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, he didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who is actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant?
Exonerates.
Exonerates. I'm dumb.
Yo.
Words.
Hello, Cinder the Dragon. How you doing today?
Cinder.
You carried out your duty
Lord
to
of
perfection.
Singer?
Yep.
This is you.
Aye,
Killed
that
it.
you did. Sorry, I was looking somewhere else. Ahaha.
Mr. McGill did.
Ah, and that girl's with him too.
Well, it seems the stories are true.
Oh? What stories?
About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty.
For some
Bruh.
reason.
For some reason, I don't know. I'm sure yous must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely.
I'd heard it was sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've got you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything.
What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man then?
You honestly could have done this all your own. I saw you spitting bars out there.
I used to be a lawyer.
Pro se makes me look cheap.
Until I took
I
it
used to
out
be a
of the
lawyer, but then yeah. I was about to say the damn thing.
I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning.
When I'm sleeping, I literally have the same wavelength as Megan. Same jokes flowing the whole time.
Same brain.
Yeah.
You're a straight talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. 'Tis water under the bridge.
Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared.
But nothing is resolved.
There's only one thing that matters to me.
Oh?
Aye,
And he takes out a gun and shoots you.
aye.
It's the head.
They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. Abstinent? Abstinent. 'Tis grand, is it not?
I suppose it is.
Now, the fine fellas of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any weird details. They'll see it they'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
It
It's not that funny.
It's pretty funny. So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella.
Oh, no. I couldn't have possibly accept that much.
Take it. Take this shuttleless Charizard. Ara, be honest. You're humble people, are you? You from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this. Still in all, you deserve an award.
Miss Magnus begilded.
Uh-oh. Ah.
Everything is ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
Ah.
Into the courtroom?
What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
Ah.
The schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection.
Sorry, what inspection?
Passport inspection. What else, my dear boy?
Passport now, please.
They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
They're going to examine it again? Now?
Oh, yes, naturally. I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help what I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain.
He knew. Well, then again, I think we told him.
Yeah, you...
And there he goes. A free man.
Oh,
I forgot she was here too.
Here, let me just load this gun.
yeah, I gotta load up this gun for like 50 frames.
It's a
Sounds
grenade
smooth.
launcher.
50
Whereas-
frames.
Whereas I want to say, get a move on. It really does take forever to load that thing.
50 frames is just under a second.
Well, I'm dumb. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down, please?
No.
You're a grown-up. Sorry. And I hate all grown-ups.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, hello, you. Hello, you. I was wondering when you'd
running
come.
off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now?
I'm taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Ah,
Oh,
Jesus
you want to
Christ.
play? You won't beat me.
Bigger gun.
excuse me, but who are you?
Let's talk big man to
Good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you had to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all?
I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
Wait, what did you just say?
What?
Whilst I was changing onto a different omni. Oh wait, no. Okay, that's just. All right, never mind. A tele what's it? What?
They don't have beacons.
I have no idea what this girl is talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory.
What?
Laboratory.
What's for?
What?
To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician.
What? You mean say sorry?
You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you about that before.
An adult? I don't listen to no adults.
Will you listen
They
to me?
listen to this gun.
How about you listen to this gun I found?
Come along then. Follow me.
Fine. Have it your way.
Oh, good. You see, I knew you wanted to do the right thing in the end.
Because of guns.
I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours.
Nah.
Tragic.
You'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
She was a lively one. That was honestly the weirdest thing I've seen all day.
Well, you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now, too?
Nope.
Yes, you're right. But where to?
Oh,
We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry, though. I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elder one.
Oh dear. That doesn't sound agreeable.
Because it's not.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilda down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or mansion.
Or both.
And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of Bailey had warned, the case was far from over.
You haven't seen the last of me.
Nope. Oh.
You haven't seen the last of me, old boy.
Oh.
Burn the evidence.
How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
It's Mr. McGilded.
Oh, this can't be.
This can't be.
Uh-oh.
That's right, I set him up.
Oh, not again.
Why does this always happen when I'm
To
around?
me. Made my mistake.
I
Wait,
can't
what?
believe they killed Mr. McGilded.
Oh,
I
did
can't
they? I
believe
don't
fire.
think they did.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. McGilded was locked in there. I think he's dead.
Well,
Wait, how many cases do we still have?
2 more.
We have 7 cases in this entire duology.
Wait, what?
All of them.
5 cases across 2 games. So
Yeah. Oh, okay, 7. 7 in total left. All right. I thought you were saying like, yeah. So we got only
Yes,
there's
I
only
said
3
across the
cases in
duology,
the
man.
second game.
although consider, let me see this
Duology,
real quick.
No, I mean I get it. It's 10 cases in
The
total.
Great Ace Attorney is 2 different games, and the specific nature of this is that it's an immediate. DGS2 is an immediate continuation of the first game, so you could consider this to be one long 10-case game.
Well,
Understandable.
we could start it, but I think we should save it for the next time because.
Yes,
Save it next
please.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. We will.
My back need the rest.
This is a funny review.
I
for
thought.
this
Wait, I
game,
thought
by
that
the
was
way.
you were doing a bit with the back.
Oh no, I actually fell off a skyscraper while running. Ugh.
That. I don't think you actually fell off a skyscraper, but okay.
I did. I mean,
What?
were you there? Were you
What?
there to
Hold
tell
up,
that I did it?
0.1 hours on record. He played for only 6 minutes.
What? What
Huh?
did you say is
I
me?
played for only 6 minutes.
Yep. Wow.
No.
Speedrun.
Speedrun.
Yeah.
Yo,
world
can't
She's a
believe
record.
world
it.
record.
New world
Case.
record. I can't believe Sonia Sora has a world record in this
I have a
game.
world record of being
Right.
that case in 6 minutes. I mean, probably someone could do it
Bruh.
faster, just speed, and
Nope,
like as
nope,
long as you
nope,
have
nope,
the
nope, nope, nope,
answers right in front of you and know exactly what to do, then
Nah,
you
nah, nah,
could
nah,
probably
nah,
do
nah,
this
nah.
really
It was
fast.
frame perfect.
Oh,
What you
stop.
mean?
Frame perfect. Yep, that was frame perfect.
Yep.
Can confirm.
Yep. The only way to beat
Can
that is with
confirm
two
as a video
assistant speedruns.
gameologist.
Yep. Can confirm as a true gamer.
As a true.
No.
As
No.
a true gamer.
Oh no. Man, I'm just shocked. I'm sorry, like that last thing is just, yeah, let's just set fire to the omnibus. Yeah, I get rid of evidence, but the fact that there's someone in there, but the police just stood there and did nothing about it.
Mr. McGilden's dead.
Oh well, they had to put out the fire first, and they didn't get the water.
They
Yeah,
had to
they
get their
just
brain to
stood
work
there.
first. They had
Mr.
to
McGilden is
jumpstart their brain.
dead.
Man, Vin Zeeks, that was a good idea. Let's bring the crime scene. That was a fantastic idea. Let's just bring the stupid crime scene cart in the courtroom.
Well, I mean, it's convenient.
Yeah, you
He
want to know what
wasn't
else is
wrong.
convenient? Taking pictures of it
bringing it.
and not having it be tampered with.
Photos are
Mr.
rare
Hosonaga
these days.
must be laughing as he's leaving that place.
I can't believe I'm dead.
Or maybe he's not. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm dead.
Just chilling.
They locked me in there because I'm rich and stuff.
I'm rich and stuff.
Wait, here's something to confirm it.
Bruh.
And I
Oh,
guess I have to
know
wait.
what that noise
I
was.
have to literally wait until next week to see if Mr. McGilded actually died.
Yes,
I can't
cliffhanger.
believe they killed me.
Now you know how I feel after every single Kamen Rider episode.
I can't believe they would.
Well,
do
that's
that
why
to
I just
me.
don't watch all of them. I just wait until it's done with the series and then binge watch it all.
I'm trying to do that with Kamen Rider Revice.
Yeah, sure, you're
and
not doing that.
boy.
You're not doing that.
No,
No, I am actually.
Nope,
I
nope,
only
nope.
watched the
Lies,
first
lies,
3
lies, slander,
episodes.
slander, lies.
Slander. You know, yeah, this whole case was just, oi, this happened. No, this happened. You're a liar. No, you're a
Nope, you're
liar.
lying.
Well,
Nope.
I guess everybody's a liar. Anyways, you're innocent now. Go home, everybody.
Honestly, it was a complete waste of time. It sucks. But
Man.
you have a Discord server,
Yeah.
bro.
I got.
Bruh.
I mean, more accurately, people made the Discord server for me, but called it my community server. I'm like, okay,
Oh yeah,
guess it's
right.
mine
I
now.
remember that. I remember the
Oh.
breach as well.
Yeah, that dumb thing.
Oh, Picaro's here.
Hey, Picaro.
In the
chat?
server. I mean,
Oh my
He
gosh, he's typing.
Like,
The
where's my
door.
rider gift?
The door. Okay,
Or
we're
is
gonna
he?
wait to see what he types.
Let's see what he has to say.
He's on his phone, so let me guess. But without reading it real quick, without reading this, he's gonna
I'm
say
not
he
gonna
hates
make
his
it,
job.
guys. I'm terribly sorry, but hope this stream
That is
goes
not what he
well.
said.
Well, you know that we were we kind of finished, dude. Well,
I know whose fault it is.
it's on Irishman Die. Anyway, so yeah, I guess it's a good time to end the stream now. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Make sure, okay, I'm not gonna look at the Discord server because I'm gonna get distracted by what I want to say. So make sure to follow, subscribe, everybody in that bottom left corner. Do it now. Do it right this very second. As for yeah, I don't know when all you guys will stream or make you videos or anything. So if you want to say that, go for
I'm
it.
probably only going to stream after I rework my VTuber character. I want to do some.
Make it like a
crazy
live
stuff.
2D.
Yep,
No,
that's the
screw
one.
that.
Why?
No, make it a PNG tuber. Do what I do. Do what I do. Do what I do.
Oh man, Mega's
No
really
thanks.
spreading this.
Do it. It's funny. It's funny.
I
It's
like the
funny.
3D.
It's funny.
No.
PNGs.
Actually, fun fact, Lozzu switched to
JPEGs.
2D.
JPEGs. Pretty nice, good.
It's pretty nice good, yes.
Well, okay.
Listen, 9.
Yeah.
This is good. If you ever do make a highlight of these streams, it's going to be real funny. You got a lot of material to work with. It's going to be very
I do have a
be
lot of
very
material
nice
to work
good.
with. I mean, for this highlight stream, it's more
I need
just
more Adderall.
You need a glass
Adderall.
of
I need another
Adderall.
glass of Adderall.
Get a glass of Adderall. But yeah, it's I don't know if I'm gonna do it like all of it per game or just do it per case.
And before she does an all no cursing count, I'm like, bro.
Yeah, curse counter.
Oh no.
That you're not even supposed to do in my streams. This is
It's just
Christian
gonna be
friendly.
like a jar. She's gonna animate like a jar, and every time he swears, it's just gonna be a quarter thrown in.
Bro, if
This
I
is how
did
much
that,
Onoken owes me for swearing.
You know what?
if
Yes,
I
I'm
if
cool
I
with that.
actually did that, I probably would be able to pay her freaking college tuition in one go.
You
I'm
know
surprised
what?
I haven't sworn at all. I thought I was a bigger potty mouth.
Good job, Mega. I'm so proud of you.
I
And
did
good
it.
job, UA. I'm also proud of you too. You guys do a great job and I appreciate it.
I am going
Wow.
to say the N-word now.
She's alright, I'm taking it back.
Can't even say natural.
Yeah, I said nice.
Nice.
I don't know what
Pretty
that
good
beep
nice.
was. I don't know, that beep said otherwise.
It was very nice. It was a nice beep, right?
It was a nice beep. I mean, I could speak
Yeah.
in Morse code.
No, you can't. That's a
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, I can, ready?
You have to Google the thing.
No, I can speak it. You ready?
No.
Ready?
No,
I can do it. Ready?
No, no.
For the jar.
Are you still streaming, by the way?
Yes! UA! UA!
I know
You're like-
exactly what she's saying.
Alright, what if I donated to you like $20 worth of Pokemon cards?
Don't you dare.
She
Don't
would be
you
able
dare.
to actually get Pokemon Arceus.
What now?
What?
The new Pokemon game.
Oh,
Arceus.
Arceus. Oh, I thought you said Pokemon cells. I was like, what is Pokemon cells?
cells.
Pokemon Tesla.
Anyways,
What are
UA,
you going on
thank
about?
you. Oh no, UA apparently paid for your jar. Wait, no, that was the long beep. Wait, I thought that was you. I thought that was Mega.
No, that was for mine.
Oh, that beep was from you. Well, okay, I appreciate. You know what?
No. I mean, the one time I said the S word when Gina first brought out the gun.
Yo,
Shnikes.
I actually didn't hear it. Yo, well, you know what? I very much appreciate the honesty. So thank you very much, UA, for your honesty
welcome.
and integrity. I appreciate that.
I said a curse word as an Irishman, but that's also what he said.
If it's what
I'm
they
pretty-
said, it's what they said, I won't count it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because like that would not be fair. But I mean, if your own violation, then yeah, you know. You know what? I maybe approve of the swear jar. You could just do like what the UA did, like $1 or something, but like not. Don't you dare give me like $50.
What if I want to?
$1.
Don't you dare.
What if
How
I
much is the
want
dollar
to?
conversion to Rios?
Like
I
5?
think it is 5.9.
9?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. Anyways,
$99.
I think we should end the stream before we get any more like wild and then go to
Before
rant.
we do that,
Any more
Brazilian
wild? What, we're not
currency
wild
sucks.
already?
So go ahead.
I mean, you are all wild, but you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I mean, if you want, to subscribe and follow my stuff, you can. You don't have to.
Yeah,
you
do it.
should really
Do it right
subscribe
now.
and follow
Give her
the people at the
$100.
bottom
Give her
left.
all your money.
All of
Give her
those
your
people.
life savings.
Subscribe to her.
No, subscribe and follow to like the people at the bottom left, not to me.
Subscribe to
Anyway, but if you
her.
want, I'm streaming Genshin Impact tomorrow. Well, I might be. Actually, I might skip this depending on
Genshin Impact.
classwork because I
Wallet
got a
Impact.
paper. It's
Wallet.
not. It's not Wallet Impact. I didn't pay a single cent in it.
It's
Money.
still a wallet
Money
impact.
impact.
Game.
Why?
Money impact.
Because money impacts your
What?
gameplay.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
What do you mean? No, it doesn't.
I mean,
You can buy resin.
Who's
Or you
resin?
could just wait a day.
Who's waiting? No
Or
one has
better yet,
time
you
to
get
wait.
free fragile resin. I have like what 70, so it's like 70 times 60. That's how
So
much resin I
good.
have, and guess what? Not a cent in the game was spent.
So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more Genshin Impact tips and tricks.
Oh no, that's not me. That ain't me. But anyways, so until next streamer video,
Hello guys, here's Sonia Sora here to teach you how to get resin on Genshin Impact.
so because I'm just gonna mute them real quick. Totally not because of what Ono said, but totally because we should absolutely end this stream. So thank you all so much for coming. So until the next video or stream, I'll see you all later. Bye.
See ya.
Ugh.